aggressively, and it still manages to get them the results.
Yeah, he'll play a tree too if it's in the pool. I think some of these heroes do have some type of overlap that he wants to play like a team fighter. Like when they played a certain lineup yesterday with the Tusk, they had like a Warlock. We could see that happen again, but the hero I'm really looking for, Talon, they played against a Nature's Prophet and a Rubik just yesterday, and they ended up picking a Spectre for it. So we could see that potentially come out for Savage in the second phase as well, or I doubt it'll make it all the way to the last stage here, but let's see if they're going to do something similar with like some Warlock Spectre from the other day.
They might go for like some TB here, Ari. I see that they've taken out the Zeus and the Drow Ranger. How do you feel about this?
Yeah, TV looks really strong here. The same for the Spectre. It's just a little awkward to take on 16-17 because the 18 counter pick on Liquid could really counter him in lane and slow down the game. But it is a really good game for the Spectre.
Warlock. I mean, they ran this before with the Tusk. They won with it, and I think this is a team that's rolling off momentum, and they've kind of found their hero picks that they really like. And we haven't seen a Ricky in a while.
This 18 Spectre looks really strong right now, especially if the Warlock.
This was the Chinese special, right? Spectre, Warlock, pretty much every single game with tons of sustain. Presumably now you definitely are going to be playing the jab, Snapfire. He's going to buy it, Gregorian Greaves. A lot of sustain I'm seeing. A lot of difficulty killing the Spectre. The puck does help though.
Yeah.
We able to make these early moves around the map and make sure that before the Spectre becomes unkillable, you can actually bring her down.
I mean, I wanted to ask Ari a question about this. We haven't seen a lot of Ricky nowadays. It's kind of like fell off and not been favored. Why do you think that is? Why do you think we haven't seen that much Ricky in this playoffs?
Well, I think people are overrating this hero because they have, bad experiences in pubs, and when it's like an early possible hero, people aren't sure how to deal with it properly.
Yeah.
But as this tournament progressed, people have gotten a lot better at dealing with this hero. The weakness in the first 15 minutes of the game, the weakness in team fight, the weakness in lack of damage. Teams are punishing this. They're picking early game, strong team fight, and just running at you before you come online of the shard.
All right.
There's the Spectre.
I mean, I didn't mean to predict their draft here. I didn't think they'd put them in the exact order, but I was just going off what they liked in the past, but they went exactly for it with the Spectre. It looked great. The Warlock, it's a classic combination. They did not run these two heroes on the same team yesterday. They were different games, right? So the one thing you will have to be a little afraid about when you run this, and why we don't see it a lot, is it's a kind of a slow buildup. Really ult dependent until the Spectre gets to the Aghanim Scepter. They will have a slow timing here where if, Liquid does play a bit faster, a little more tempo, they do have the NP, they do have the puck. They might be able to punish it.
Yeah, this is also another different approach to dealing with the Ricky, is the fact that the Spectre needs a clean early game without much pressure to farm his items, get his Blade Mail. He's really good against these heroes. But the Ricky cannot pressure in these first 15 minutes, and his lane, the Spectre should free farm against the Ricky. So the Spectre should have a really nice time in the early game, which alleviates the common problem of this hero, which is a weak early game.
Let's see, his final phase of bans here. We're looking for mid-heroes for the side of Talon. We have something from Makoto to play. For Team Liquid, as per usual, we're at the end of the draft, and we're still not certain if it's Zaya playing the Nature's Prophet or if it's going to be Mickey, and there's going to be a different hero to round out the draft. Talon, of course, they have the response pick on the 24, so Team Liquid have to show their hand first. What steps out to you here, Fia? What would you like to see? What's missing in their draft right now from Liquid that you want to see covered in the final pick?
For Liquid here, I mean, I'm going to imagine that they most likely want a Zai hero that can pressure the Spectre harder than an NP can. So there's a lot of things he could do. I mean, I personally am a fan of Tide against Spectre. Some people go both ways there, but you kind of get a free lane, gives them some tempo. They can play a bit faster, but they're kind of low on the damage department. Spectre's just not a hero you really want to take into the late game. So I think they want to play tempo. They want to slow down the Spectre's farm. The one thing Shopify Rebellion did not do in the last game is they gave Spectre a completely free lane. And all of a sudden there's a Blade Mail. There was an Aghanims at 17 minutes in the game. So some type of hero that can just slow down Spectre's farm.
I think an Underlord could be really good here.
Right, yeah,
the
that's
Tide ban. It's kind of similar to the Tide, but this hero has a lot more base damage, and you can deny every creep from the Spectre, because Spectre already has low damage, and you're reducing it with the passive on the Underlord, and you're just denying every single creep from him, pressuring him a lot, even with a reclainer in Ricky. So I think this could be the time for an Underlord, even though it's not a common hero in this patch.
Yeah, apparently I'm blind, and Tide is banned, yes. Very good.
Underlord would be nice here. We have seen Saberlight play Underlord in the main event so far. The only one to be able to do so. Team Liquid, if they do go for it,
there we go.
Also kind of a free just
oh my god, I just had a hiccup that went like fucking nuts.
Exactly. You could even leave the Underlord 1v2 and probably win this lane just with damage and sustain.
Oh, all right. Ari, talk to us about this. You have a Lycan player on your team. Would this be the kind of game where he's calling out for a Lycan? I don't see that much wave here from the side of Talon. Yet again, we speak about this lane being fairly lackluster on the side of Talon on the top side of the map. So do you like this Lycan for this game?
Yeah, this is a very Lycan game. It's kind of similar to the Underlord in the fact
but it's still got odds even with ad blocker. You got fucked up, bro.
CS in lane, the Spectre cannot pressure you at all. Warlock Spectre, they're not doing anything to you. You're getting every last hit. You're going to have a really fast Helm Dom, and you can really take over the game early and shut them down before they come online. And also, it coincides with the 15-minute timing of Ricky.
Lycan for Liquid?
Full map killing everyone. This could be their plan to shut down.
Psy Liquid?
Talon.
Psy Lycan?
So what do you want to see here for Makoto to be able to stop some of this aggression from Liquid and ensure that this push that will come from their side with Nature's Prophet and Lycan. Which hero do you want to see?
Let's go Puck mid. I know Snapfire mid.
Can actually compete in the mid game.
It's banned, unfortunately, which is the Kunkka, so I'm really trying to find the hero that could be good versus Puck. I thought Pango, maybe they'll do it, but then you're playing...
Mars off lane for Talon.
Maybe they'll do it anyway, but Night Stalker...
Night Stalker with Shard beats the crap out of Lycan.
Get here? Snap support maybe? Tusk mid?
Or Snap mid and Tusk support, but...
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious if we're going to put the Night Stalker, unless they're going to do an NS mid, which I haven't seen in a very long time. Very interesting pick.
They're thinking about it. Jabs is having the conversation. All right.
I mean, that hero is really good versus Puck in the game with the silence. You get the shard for the Helm Dom later on.
It's such a good Night Stalker game.
Trying to have that 15-minute timing into them there, but Team Liquid, they still have a very fast draft, like double Zoo, nice playmaking potential here against the slow Spectre. So Liquid are in a situation where they're going to have to play pretty fast and get a snowball, and Talon are right where they want to be. They love playing this slow to game.
Also, one thing to note is we got the Night Stalker shard against the Lycan creep.
Yeah.
This is one way of slowing down his timing. You just eat the creep, and now he's got nothing to work with for a while.
And I like the Tusk mid here. I think it's really good. It's going to give him the tempo. Right when Q hits level 6, we're going to see him with his ultimate. It's going to be really important what these supports can do with their first ultimates.
First ultimates are going to be deeply, deeply important for a game like this. And of course, the first 10 minutes of the game is probably where Liquid want to get their side of victory. Right now, though, in the lower bracket final, Team Liquid aren't just playing for themselves. They're playing for Boxy, but Talon Esports playing for the entirety of the Southeast Asian region. Let us find out which power-up is stronger here in the lower bracket final as we send it over to the amazing Avo and the wise Winter. Take it away, gentlemen, for the lower bracket final.
Thank you, Snare, for that pass. We have
Winter's
the lower bracket final between Team Liquid and Talon Esports. And for this particular game, we brought in the expert in C, Winter Dota himself. How you doing, my friend? How are you seeing Talon today?
Talon is going to have a great day. The C fans are going to have a great day. Everybody from C will be proud today.
Talon Bolé?
Talon Bolé, let's go, man.
Let's go. Tell me about the strength of this draft here compared to Liquid. What do you like? What do you don't like?
I like the fact that they have a very, very all-rounded draft. They have some good early game. There's some good laning phase. Night Stalker is going to stabilize the game for the Spectre to carry the game later. Overall, they have everything. That's what I want to see in the draft. I tick all the boxes. I'm happy.
Okay. Let's look at the Liquid draft, right? What is the strength? What are the weaknesses here? Do they tick all the boxes?
They're kind of all-in-ish with the Zoo, the Nature's Prophet, and the Lycan. They're going to have to play a very, very high-paced game if they want to shut down this Spectre. Like Talon have shown that this Spectre can be a very, very strong hero later. And in the mid-game, he's going to be there to help his team with the Shadow Stab. He's going to be there to defend the towers. He's not exactly going to be that AFK farming carry that we get so accustomed to when you talk about Spectre.
Okay.
Huh.
We have to talk about the elephant in the room. Liquid obviously playing with a stand-in. They're not playing with Boxy. Are these early game drafts better with a stand-in because you don't have to take the game late enough? You don't have to deal with that late game synergy?
Yeah, you can say that. The game gets a lot more straightforward. You hit your timings, you grow up together, but you have to survive the laning phase. You have to do well in the laning phase. I feel like Liquid has a draft where they need to have a better start. You want to snowball with the Nature's Prophet, the Lycan, you want to run at them. You don't want a Spectre to farm too much, you have to have a good start. If the Spectre has a good start, you're going to be in trouble.
You did say Jabs, though, had a pretty solid laning phase in the last game that you saw him against Gaming Gladiators, right?
Yeah.
So let's see how he does with the Ricky. The 15-minute timing is going to be the important one. We'll be looking here. And let's see how that Ricky Lycan lane can survive.
Why is it lagging so much?
I don't know. It's a bit iffy, you know. The lane, you have double melee. I guess you're supposed to just pull creeps. But you're against a Spectre plus Warlock. Maybe it's okay. You can just play the lane head-on. And we see, like, Jabs trying to contest the bottom rune, but he's going to be pushed away by the Treants. Not much you can do there. So 2 apiece for Liquid and Talon.
Do you want to comment on the Spectre Warlock lane, right? Very defensive lane, passive.
Is that no? It could be just me. I'm only simping Talon, supporting Talon, so I don't get fucking EGG score for the predictions.
Or how do you counter this strat? Because you can't really kill them, honestly.
I'm not sure if they need to pull.
Actually, it's going to be Rubik.
Oh, it's actually Rubik and Lycan.
So that's
okay.
even worse.
They are strong. I think they are stronger. In
Egg score?
They don't have to pull. They just need to
like nothing.
Last hitting, get their levels.
Ah.
They should be able to out CS the Spectre.
I mean,
with the walls.
I assume you have
haven't seen
Liquid
this matchup before, so I'm not entirely sure.
and
I feel that
in
Rubik
your
plus
top
Lycan
4,
should be
right?
able to
Then
do
you
good.
don't get egg score because you get 1 point for having a
And,
team
how
of
does
your
the
list in the
Warlock
top
Spectre-
4.
Like, it's been a while since we've seen this matchup. We saw Warlock with the Lina already. Are you a believer in this pick? There's only 2 teams that picked to this tournament, PSG LGD and Talon now.
No. No.
You're with the TSM guys, and this pick is pretty bad, as Ollie, by the way, gets chased down by the Wolves. Rubik is also chasing him down, but Ollie does have the healing, the Shadow Ward, he'll be fine from that.
Yeah, he's gonna have a. I feel like he's gonna have a rough laning phase with the Wolves constantly harassing him and the Rubik spamming Fate Bolt. You can't really trade with the Rubik. The Rubik just out trades you with Fate Bolt. So you have to try to dodge him and try to pull some creeps. And he got the DNI on the Sentry Ward, so that's gonna be good for him. If he's able to pull waves, that would be very, very helpful for the Spectre. And in the mid lane, we see a Puck against Tusk matchup, which I feel should be okay for the Tusk. I think both heroes are going to farm. Is going to come down to rune control. Whoever gets help maybe from the support or the Nature's Prophet. We've seen yesterday when Talon had the Nature's Prophet, he's constantly trying to help the mid laner secure runes or get the first blood, get some kills. So it'll be interesting to see if Liquid is going to do the same.
Right. In this matchup, since the Tusk is just supposed to shove lanes, does he do fine against the Puck? The early levels may be a little bit harder for him.
He should be fine because I feel like he has more base damage than the Puck, so yeah, he should be able to survive it. And if Puck actually makes a mistake, the Tusk can actually kill the Puck. So I would say that the Puck has to be much more careful. You know, you can't be too greedy in using all your spells to get last hits because you have very little armor. You know, if the Tusk traps you in the shot and you don't have a lot of HP, you have, let's say you have half HP, then you might actually die.
Continuing on the Tusk, we've seen 2 different types of builds from the Tusk this tournament. It's been mainly either Desolator or Ags, and it seems like it's almost region specific. C loves the Ags build immediately after the Blink Dagger, like Blink, BKB, and then Ags, and then the European teams actually build Desolator much more so. Which has been your preference? Do you think Mikoto's going to still go for the Ags build this game? Is it useful?
The question is, do you feel like your draft needs more damage? And I look at their draft, I don't really feel they need a lot more damage from the Tusk. They have the Warlock, Fatal Bonds, you have the Snapfire, Mortimer's Kiss. They all do a lot of damage. I feel like that's not really that important for him. What's important is the initiation. I feel like you cannot delay the blink too much on the Tusk. Maybe
Okay, let's see what they're doing right now.
And then you're gonna need BKB as well because you are playing against a Puck and a repeat.
Increase
So
volume
you cannot
even
be
more?
too greedy on your item build.
Good. Look at the final lane down bottom as Jabs. Liquid Jabs. This is going to be a fun one. We can call him Jabba for the rest of the game because that's going to be his in-game motto. We know he's Jabs with 2 Bs, but, you know, at least in the analysis so people don't get confused.
I think he's trying to help us out by putting his tag as Java.
Yeah, he's a good lad. He did tell us in the room that was what he was doing. How do you see this lane going? Actually, the Thai Jabs is doing very well for himself on the Night Stalker for now. Is this supposed to be a difficult matchup pre-5?
Not really though. I think Night Stalker has a very, very easy time here. You have a lot of armor, so you can trade and you can, stay in the lane and take some poke damage from the Treants. You don't really mind. You're just waiting
Talon
for the
over.
Night Stalker to kick in, and then you can start pressuring the Nature's Prophet. That's when the Nature's Prophet
Liquid game 1, 1.8 for
odds.
odds.
Very, very defensive, or at least the supports have to stay in the lane to help.
Yeah, but your supports here are what, Ricky? Like, what is he going to do to stop the Night Stalker? Smokescreen, hope that Nature's Prophet stays in place?
That's true. Ricky, you cannot do anything against a Night Stalker.
Top lane, they are. Nah, I don't know why I'm even casting. There's a Shadow Ward. There's a Shadow Ward in the Spectre now, ran out. But you still have Infused Raindrops, another Shadow Ward here. Last time, we did see a little bit of an upheaval build for Ollie as well. Ari was telling us in the panel that some Warlocks are maxing upheaval because they really value that. But this lane.
Not this game though, I feel. If you look at their heroes, who are you actually trying to slow? If you're skilling up heroes, it's mostly just for the damage, the team fight, and I feel like you kind of want to use Fatal Bonds in...
That's a terrible upheaval game, mainly because they Puck can just get out. All of them can get out pretty much.
We'll see what he decides to do here. So far so good for the Spectre's lane. The Warlock's getting a pull-off, so he's able to get some good amount of last hits. So far, just 2 CS behind the Lycan.
Down bottom, it is nighttime. Jabs is fighting against Jabs, but Liquid Jabs is getting away for now. Jabba is going to be fine, does have a high base armor. They hit him with a Scatter Blast. They're coming to him with a Void. Now, thanks to Sprout, he breaks it with a Quelling Blade. First blood will be going to Talon Jabs, but the body blocks from the Nature's Prophet Treants will actually bring him down. So here we see Mike getting a nice little counter kill, hoping for the high 5, doesn't get it. Thai Jabs a little bit tilted. Had to kill his doppelganger here.
It's okay, he's happy. He got the first blood. I feel like it's worth it for him. And right now, Nature's Prophet is halfway to level 6. Once you see the Nature's Prophet with level 6, we're going to see some action soon on the map. Nisha is already level 6, but don't think he has...
Kind of feel
much
sad
full
for
threat on the
Eeples
tough.
getting blamed
So
for
far,
the
he's gonna
shitty
need,
things
like,
that happen in the major.
the
Yeah,
Nature's Wrath, the NP, and probably one of the other supports
yeah,
to rotate in, you know, 6 minutes.
kind of
so
is.
we'll start to see the game heat up a
It's
bit.
gonna,
Absolute
especially because
spawning right now.
BTS just kind of like
There's the first
disbanded,
room spot
so
for the
everyone's
jungle,
like,
ready up
oh,
to high ground.
BTS died for
Still
this,
escalating.
so
Mikoto,
why
are you
BTS
gonna
not
jump him?
hosting the major?
Technology's still
Oh.
quite tanky. Bottom, Jabba's waiting for that rune, and they're going to be able to... They're calling him Jabba the Hutt in Spanish. And he's going to be able to secure that for the puck.
Yeah, that's pretty important for him. He has call on cooldown right now, but it's okay. 50 seconds cooldown, the haste is still there. He'll be able to play very
Bring back
aggressive soon.
BTS.
Spectres,
No, BTS
not level
actually
6
like
yet.
severely
Game is
underpaid their
still
casters.
pretty slow. Everybody's trying to get their levels up as soon as possible. Lycan's 5.5. He's on his way to his Helm of the Dominator. 600 gold more. So we're gonna see bot lane though. Nature's Wrath popped.
Yeah, Jabs now stuck in the smoke screen. Oh, that Wrath of Nature dealt so much
Oof.
damage.
Shit.
He just disintegrated. They bring back poor Q as well, and he's gonna die.
Double oof.
Okay, Liquid.
That's so good for Liquid. They're able to kill the Night Stalker at night. That is the last thing you want happening to you as a Night Stalker at night,
Yes.
dying. And he's even going for a very, very greedy build, you know, like rushing the armlet. So when you're dying like this, it actually hurts your progression so much.
He actually even went for the... he doesn't have the boots yet at all.
Yeah, no.
Oh, they're
No
swapping
grappling,
lanes.
so
Magoto
a
to
little bit
bottom.
slower there. The body blocks are really
Magoto's
canceling
level
him.
6,
And
so
Wrath
is
of
the
Nature
Nate's
level
Prophet.
one.
He might have actually lived if he had boots. Actually.
You think so?
Yeah, he might have been able to dodge the body blocks, but it is what it is. Mid lane,
Oh, mid lane, another
coil
kill.
onto the Night Stalker.
And Jabs, he can't catch a break. They want to defend their namesake. Their analyst is guiding these calls.
Wow, Liquid is just bringing their A game here. They figured out how to draft, how to pick heroes around the stand-in, and everything is really working out for them so far. Pressuring the Talon mid, tier 1 tower. Q has to come defend the tower with Ollie. This is not looking good for Talon this early game. This Night Stalker is not a hero you want to have falling behind.
That's true. But let's look at the rest of the team, though. We do still have Mikoto actually farming decently, right? The Spectre traded evenly in that lane. What's the power spike they could play around? Is this Tusk going to be able to gank soon? What's his ganking potential like with a snap for him?
They have to try to set up something very soon with the Haunt. That would be ideal for them.
Okay.
But so
Level 6 on Sector already.
yeah, but so far, because the Night Stalker's having a terrible game, if Night Stalker, he's say level 5.5, he's close to 6, I feel like the play should come faster, but because Night Stalker's game has been severely hampered, then the moves are going to become harder to make, because then you're lacking a core to do damage, and you normally want to rotate to the off-laner's lane to try and pressure and get the tower, and the Spectre haunts into that gank, but that's not going to happen so easy.
Okay.
Mikoto's going to have to be a very big important hero at this point.
There's only a Ricky sitting underneath there, though, because we do see Mickey has already retired into the trees, into the jungle. And that kill on Ricky is okay.
Yeah, but they need to open the map, so no matter what, they have to make this play. So probably Ricky's going to die here. That's okay for Liquid.
And Walrus Punch,
Blink.
Snowball, Jabba.
Blink Strike?
He does the tricks of the trade. Nothing to Blink Strike to. They commit the Haunt as well, because they want 23 Savage down here, apparently.
Yeah, but this is good for Liquid, because Talon had to expend so many resources to kill the Ricky. And right now, look at the map. Liquid has the whole map. They're going to secure the tier 1 at top. Lycan's going to get the tower. He still has Shapeshift up, so they are probably going to shove this wave at top now and move towards middle with the Shapeshift. This is going to look really, really hard for Talon to hold. The supports are so low level at this point. They don't have their ultis. How are they going to defend this? This is going to be a very, very big problem for Talon.
Lycan is looking quite strong right now after taking that tier 1. Notice to mid, but they need some help. Mikoto will be the person from Talon that leads the fray. He gets Telekinesis into a Dream Coil. Wrath of Nature as well.
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
Healing him, but it's not going to be enough. It won't. He's going to die.
Wolf. The big bad wolf is coming.
Oof.
Big Bad Wolf.
Double
He's
kill.
found Ollie. He wants to kill the Master, and he's going to commit to this. They lose the Centaur, but Zai, he knows he can get this kill and run away.
Q screwed.
Plus from Q in the trees, but Q also trying to run away. They have to be careful. Mickey's
Oh?
nearby as well. They have
Ah,
vision.
no, he's
They're
so
gonna dive
screwed.
him. Q's dead as well.
Oh, this is not looking good for Talon. Liquid playing
Talon getting
to their advantage
fucked.
with the Zoo lineup, pressuring the map, controlling. This is the problem when you have a Spectre.
How's your
You're
cock
losing your
doing,
other
Baldy?
lanes, your other side lanes.
Need to buff
You
it a
have
little
lot
bit.
of, trouble helping your team. You don't really offer anything apart from if the gank is already successful, you come in with the horn, you secure the last hit. That's about it,
Jabs
you know.
doesn't
You're not
even
gonna
have
offer him much
boots
at this
yet.
point of the game.
I mean, he
He's
has
gonna be
armlet,
getting
but
a
still
break
doesn't have boots.
in a bit, but this is gonna be looking like Talon, they have to survive the next 5 to 10 minutes somehow. They need a miracle.
And last time we saw them pick up a Blade Mill, it was also against a Leshrac, and that was against Shopify, of course, a lot more impact in that
I mean,
game.
to be
This
fair,
game,
Blade Mill is just the
just
go-to
okay.
item on Spectre.
I guess it helps the Spectre farm, so...
Because yeah, exactly. Because of that reason, you can
Helps
farm
Spectre
with it.
farm. Is there any uncontrollable damage here they should be wary about? Perhaps Nature's Prophet with his Wrath of Nature, maybe a little bit extra damage.
The secret from the
but
ultimate curse.
problem is
I
still the Night
fucking
Stalker has
am.
such a bad game. He has to somehow be able to get his game back together and help his team. You know, the Spectre
I didn't
needs
expect the Night
Stalker
Stalker
in
to
the game.
get
So far,
fucked
we are
that hard
11
in
minutes
lane.
But the Night Stalker has no contribution whatsoever towards the game. He has no boots. A courier died, I think, with the boots in it. Wow, that is actually terrible news for the Night Stalker. He has this ultimate up, but there's nothing he can do right now. Like, he has to chill and wait for the boots to be delivered. And yeah, this is not.
He's being
looking good for Talon. They
outfarmed
have to find a
by
way.
And you know what, Ricky?
Jabba.
Sorry, you know what?
Or
Rick,
Jab.
the Ricky as well
The
will get a
second.
shard at the same time as second Knight hits. So even that second Knight, you'll be fighting into
Yeah.
an enemy power spike.
That is very worrisome, and Liquid once again another pick off on the support, which is trying to get his level 6. And Nisha
Hey, Tony, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime sub.
all their cards correctly, but even so if the Spectre tries to farm the Ancients with Blamia, he's going to be
Dreams,
under
baby.
Liquid's vision all the time. This is just some amazing Dota from Liquid so far.
Honestly, the early game has been so clean by them. But Talon, they're known for the late game prowess. They're known for the long games.
How did Formula One
This
go,
is
by
not
the
looking
way?
good, you know, Alvaro, no matter how well you can play the late game, but if you lose the
Oh,
early game
Max
too
is
much,
still
it won't be
going.
a late game
Perez
for you.
second.
They just won't.
Okay. There's a little bit of fear for Talon. We'll see how they choose to respond here. For now, just getting their items, probably waiting for that 15-minute timing. They'll have to play
Yeah.
our Night Stalker.
They have to try to hold. I'm not sure if they can, but the Roche fight is going to be key. Like I feel like Liquid's going to look at Roshan fairly soon if they get one pick off on anyone.
I mean,
and
we've
yeah,
got
I
a
mean, they have to
racer
try to
that's
get
the
level
number
6.
one in the
All
world
these
right
still not
now.
level 6.
So
They need this
obviously
drop
Dutch
for the
people would
Roshan
be
fight.
interested in it.
This is very, very troublesome. You know, he has to try to find a way to get level 6.
The Toma's already been given someone else as well. All he's just desperately trying to stop experience mid without revealing himself. He is a Warlock though, so he'll push with upheaval, which is a little bit
He's
sad.
gonna die.
He's been pinged.
He's
He
dead.
has been pinged. There's Nisha nearby. Double damage first. Sorry, double damage auto attacks first. Waiting Rift with that. They don't even want to commit the Dream Coil here. They know they don't have to. Wrath of Nature will actually finish him off. That is
Make it
actually
with the
a
yoink.
big kill because they don't have Rock for Roche.
Yeah, and Lycan has offering.
Liquid
up.
is fucking them up.
This is really bad. I feel like Liquid can just choose to go for Roche anytime they want to. They have all the tools they need to. The map is very well controlled by the supports. Look at what they're doing. They're even farming the enemy Ancients. This is just very, very good play from Liquid. They're utilizing every bit of advantage they get and just squeezing everything out of the map.
I thought the last big Night
Absolutely
Stalker was
starving
going to be
Talon,
like
but
the
is desperate to
godsend
find
that
some
they
farm
have, but
elsewhere.
the hero is actually
Night
not doing
Stalker that
anything
hasn't
at
really
this
seen
point.
much impact. A little bit reminiscent of the Dawnbreaker game against Shopify Rebellion.
Yeah. I mean, it's just really, really hard for him. And
Okay.
Jabs.
Actually, Dark Ascension. There's a hunt as well. They're going for the just profit, and they are.
That's a pretty big kill.
That's the impact Jabs was looking for, and it's gonna work well. Jabba is the next target here. Tries to
Blink
trade first. It's gonna be ignored, but he does have the Blink Strike. Insane trying to cover his escape. He does get voided, but Insane sees the opportunity.
What?
Steals the void, and he'll show Night Stalker that it does indeed hurt.
Yeah, that is actually a pretty good trade. I would favor Liquid for that trade, even though they lost the carry for the Night Stalker because of how. Okay, maybe right now not so much, but they had to use Darkness for that. That's a pretty big deal. I feel like they should just rush right now. They should just go to the rush.
Okay. But on the other hand, Talon is in a desperate position where the kill on the carry is something they have
If
to just
Stop and
commit
Perez
to.
Yeah,
top
they have
1
no
and
choice.
2
They have
respectively, I'd
absolutely
say
no choice
rigged.
in that situation.
Ollie in the middle
Dude,
lane.
they're
He's
just
got
the
level
best.
6.
Oh
So
my
it's
god.
okay. He's fine to die right now. At least he has the Warlock Rock. That Chaotic Offering is ready, but Liquid has used the Shapeshift. Does this mean Shapeshift into Roche now? Do you take advantage of this? Do you wait it out?
I feel they should just get Roche though. I'm not sure why they are not actually trying. They don't feel confident enough there. I feel like they are choosing to secure more farm on the map because if you look at how the map is positioned right now, bot lane and top lane are pushed towards Liquid's side, so they feel like they want to deal with it. And I think that's the right choice. You don't want to waste all those efficient farm on the map. You don't want to give Talon too much because I feel like Roshan is Liquid's Roshan anyway. You know, they should choose the best time to do the rush without giving Talon too much space to farm.
And right now, since they're choking him in farm, I don't think it's that concerning. We
Time
do
to
also have
fight.
Ricky Shard online.
Time to fight. There's a smoke. Talon is saying, enough of this. We have our
Hamilton is not washed up, dude. Hamilton's still really good. The fucking Mercedes car is just trash.
Catch a Spectre, blade mail immediately from 23 Savage. Sleeping Dog will hit him, just stop him for a second. Jazz playing aggressively, there's the Void, slowing down side a little bit, but that's not enough of initiation. Mikoto hiding in the trees. Does he have a blink yet? He will go in with a snowball. That's going to catch the puck, and they're going to kill him immediately. Nisha's dead, thanks to a crippling Fury. Couldn't jaunt away. Insania in a similar position. That's going to be the second death for Liquid. The rest retreat. They can't.
Talon Gaming, Ollie with a double.
That's a very, very big play. That puck kill was so big for Talon. That's going to give them time to farm, time to recuperate. Now they don't really have to worry.
I mean, Alonso is a... It's actually really surprising that he's... I mean, actually Strolls is in 6th place, so Aston Martin is doing in general really well.
Props to Talon. Liquid has to try to find a timing. Again, you know, I'm just emphasizing this Roche. They have to find an opportunity to get Roshan and to keep the ball rolling. You know, they have this 5-6K lead, but if you don't get the ball rolling and you're playing against Spectre, you're going to be in trouble later.
Some other analysts have told me that the first Roche is just not valued these days as much as it used to be.
But they have to get the Roche to control the map. And, and you don't want to lose a fight because the enemy has Spectre. Spectre is pretty decent at killing off Roche with Desolate. You don't want that to happen to you.
Right, so what matters is that they don't let the Roche for the enemy more so than the use of the Aegis for themselves.
Yeah. The second Roche is going to be very, very crucial. We see a Sleeping Guard on Mikoto. He has a blink. He actually rushed the blink without even getting Falcon.
Ghastly has fastest lap time?
That he reads that his
What?
team needs him to be that initiating hero.
Oh, Verstappen is miles ahead of Perez, and Perez is miles ahead of Alonso.
Allow the enemy team to just take the map, you know. So this is a very good decision from him. He's rushing the BKB next. Yep. That's also really, really important. He needs to be the frontliner, and let's see if he can actually get the BKB before the Roche fight.
And the other person who's also getting a blink Winter is going to be this Night Stalker Jabs. He is on puck duty. They realize crippling Fury plus Tusk. Puck cannot survive that, and at least for a while. What is the solution for Puck? Do you just immediately BKB? Is he going for Kai and Sun?
Stuff. Usually you get force stuff.
Oh, force stuff.
Yeah,
okay.
but you don't get it right away. You get it maybe after your second item. That's normally what I see players do. And
so
you don't want to get
dagger force stuff.
Yeah, you don't want to get it too early, because it ruins your game as a Puck. You want to get all the other like core items: your blink, your Witchblade, maybe your Kaya Sanj.
Okay. But in between, he's just going to be vulnerable to this, right?
Yeah, he has to rely on his team. I feel like especially the Lycan, he needs the Lycan to go in, scout the team fights. If he doesn't see the Night Stalker, he should be very, very careful of his positioning. Or you can just call the Night Stalker, because Night Stalker doesn't have a BKB yet. So if you see him first, you get the coil on the Night Stalker, then you don't have to worry about that.
Quite a fast BKB for the MP on Mickey. He now is ready to perhaps fight a little bit more freely. Won't have to suffer the Mortimer's Kisses, but still has to be wary of that Walrus Punch and Chaotic Offering. It's not like they have bad control when people have BKBs.
Yeah. So right now, what are they trying to do? They're still trying to... I feel like they're not very sure what they should be doing. They've been moving around top to mid, moving just up and down. Now they are running into the enemy jungle triangle with a smoke. There's two Treants currently scouting and blocking the spawns there. That's very nice play from Mike, making sure that the Spectre doesn't get to farm the Ancients. And Spectre seems like he's going to be in trouble. He's daggered.
23.
Oh my god, they have vision on him.
They do have vision. He's a use Haunted.
Ooh, dodges the coil.
Trying to TP. There's no stuns, but is there enough damage?
Wow, that is...
He gets away.
That is so important that he doesn't die there if Talon wants to have a chance in the Roshan fight.
They even forced a shapeshift there. Now they go for a cookie play with Mortimer's Kisses. In goes Mikoto. And they turn this around. Actually getting the kill on a shapeshifted Lycan.
Damage, baby.
Talon just once again showing their prowess, you know, even though they didn't get a very good start, they're somehow able, all the time, you know, they find a way, they find a way to counter the gank, they find a way to survive, they find a way to farm on the map, they find a way to hold the towers, and yeah, just Talon just doing their magic once again.
Now, this is why they can always play these greedy lineups, man. This is how they get away with it. Yeah. It's called Mikoto, Winter. It's just Mikoto.
Yeah, but then again, you have to think about like how Liquid actually kind of messed up the gank, you know, they were rushing. The dagger was thrown out by the Rubik a little too quickly.
Oh okay, no. They cut the puck too. Okay, the cookie missed. They have a scatter blast. They don't calculate that properly. Q's now
going in. Rip Q.
In fact, Liquid continue this. They want more.
They've got the golem drop.
Warlock. They stole the cookie. That's going to stun the Warlock and Knife. And Dark Ascension is not...
If he got that golem drop off, they probably would have been able to smack him.
Mikoto comes in, trying to finish up this kill, but a quick phase shift and John from Nisha will save him.
Surely this is a time for Roche, right? Nice Stalker pop his ulti. They got 2 kills on the supports. Even Kisses not ready yet. Okay, they're going to the Roche, finally.
Okay. Is the Roche play you've wanted this whole time, Winter? Are they safe to take it? There's no kisses? There
That's
is
the
no
wall
haunt?
of rock though. But I don't think they have enough. There's no haunt. The only thing they have is the wall of rock. I don't think they can actually try to contest here. Maybe they're gonna try.
No,
to
first stage
deal
is
with
secured for
the
Liquid.
Yes, Blink. Are they trying to do that?
No.
Mickey
He's very
is
far.
pretty
They're
fat
just gonna let
though.
the first Roche go.
However,
That's sensible,
Spectre
yeah.
can
I don't
also
think
be
they should
pretty
try to
scary.
risk anything and lose any more heroes and fall further behind. They have to try to keep scaling on the Spectre. He has completed his Aghanim Scepter, so that's going to allow them to get pickoffs. Pickoffs is going to be the most important thing that they need to focus on. They have to try to get kills, delay the game.
Yes, killing the Ricky. That's going to start, but the Dream Coil does catch a Tusk. What else do they have here to stop him? Apparently telekinesis, but the upheaval is annoying them. Now with the rock.
Oh, here comes Mickey.
It's going to be Mickey from behind with the Gleipnir. They're committing for Mikoto, but he does have a Quelling Blade in time. They will have to lose jabs there as Mickey trying to go slowly up to the high ground, making sure they keep that distance. Mikoto
zapped down.
BKB TP from Mickey.
And so he's just doing
Now they're
so
back to
fucking much
consistent,
work.
patient Liquid, playing this just on the nice edge here.
Nisha?
Yeah,
That play by Insit. Oh no, that's Nish is fine. They have no more stuns. They have a Warlock. That's not going to do anything.
Yeah, and they're going to claim the tier 2 at top. That's going to allow them.
Kind of weird
outpost
place to
control
end the
and
Eminence in Shadow.
Probably around 75.
Where did it
80%
end
of the
again?
map. Right now, Talon only has this triangle. the entrance
She,
area,
oh yeah,
and
she
they have to
killed her
try to
dad. She's
send
joining
somebody to
the
push out
Shadow
the lanes and
Garden.
die, you know. I feel like if they don't do that, they're gonna have very
Dude,
little
have
harm
you
to play
read
on them.
the
Somebody
Eminence in
has to be the
Shadow
sacrificial lamb.
manga?
Allow the team to continue scaling.
Who is going to be the sacrificial lamb here?
It's probably Snapfire.
Okay. Q has been a hugely impactful hero or player for this team, particularly on this Tiny. But this game on the Snapfire, he hasn't had the chance to be able to make those plays.
Yeah, he's on a very, very different hero. Usually he's on the initiating hero, but they're gonna try to smoke here. Their mech on the Snapfire, they have their ultimates ready, Dark Accession ready, they have the Mortimer's Kiss.
Jabba smells some couriers. That's what he's going for here. He's learned from the Matthew plays.
Yeah, ignore the Rubik.
Ignore the Rubik. Nope, they're not.
All right, nope.
It's a kill.
A kill is a kill, I guess.
Yeah, but it is quite a... I mean, he's happy to tank that smoke.
Yeah. And Jabba is just doing annoying Ricky things, trying to kill the courier. They're gonna
Blink
find
dagger.
Nisha.
Oh.
And they do have a shadow step as well.
I mean,
so
he
Nisha
has-
will lose his Aegis.
Yeah,
Blink here,
that's
though.
the Aegis.
Run out.
Cookie, can they time the cookie?
Can they do it? Q's gonna try.
Oh.
So close. Blink just in time from Nisha. Chasing after me. Will John
He
the
didn't
orb.
say anything about the ban. I guess he's okay with
this.
this.
Anymore. Ice Shard at least to give some vision. Jab still chasing after him.
Wait,
Now,
who?
The smoke screen
I didn't
stopping
even
the toss.
see
Morris
anyone get
punching as
banned.
well. Nisha will get
that
away.
That is bad. They had to spend so much to try and get the
Nisha.
I have no idea who that is.
Everyone's so proud of this man.
Liquid is gonna just get full reign of the game right now. Talon has expanded all their big ultimates. This is
If there's a
not
next
looking good.
season,
They
it
have to
would
try
be a
to push
short
the
one.
creeps,
They
try
can't
to
go
shut
in the
lanes
current
as
arc in the
far
manga.
as
Isn't there a
possible
light
and to
novel?
avoid Liquid getting near their base, you know.
Dark
but
Steel?
Unfortunately, it's not gonna happen.
Because if
Liquid
there's a
really
light
locked
novel,
in
then
on
they
the
could
door.
just
Lycan
go
has
from
his
there.
Shape shift up.
Oh, and Mikoto. That blink just
Because
in
to be
time.
fair, the story is
They go
getting
strong,
really
he's got the
fucking
Quelling Blade. He's
strange
keeping that just in
at this
case.
point.
I want to punish Mickey for this bad TP from Q is a little bit too long. Mickey's very slow, by the way. Does he have boots?
No,
He does not. That's why.
He's
Okay.
staggered.
He went for 4 staff instead. That's a solution to the boots. Mid lane, there's also a fight happening, by the way. They caught Q, and Q is just going to die. I didn't know why he moved to the low ground there. Was that telekinesis, most likely?
Yeah, I think he's probably gonna know there's a vision there. There's an observer ward.
Right.
Yeah, they should know.
And now
Sorry for
Jazz,
that.
They see him, Gleipnir, Mickey. He wants revenge. Sprouts him first. We do have the crippling fear, but no Dark Ascension. Jab
TP?
trying to play around the trees. The trees turned alive, and now Jabs turned dead.
Oh boy, that is not looking good for Talon right now.
There's, but the
Jab's
setting of
dying
the current
again.
arc is
He was
total
trying
not
to
the same as where
dodge
the
around
manga
tree,
ended.
lose vision and try to get a blink away. Maybe if he actually TP'd after
I mean,
the
to be
blink,
fair, I
he
kind
would
of
have
expected
actually
them to
survived
stop
that,
at
but
exactly that point that
that's,
they did
pretty
stop
easy, I would say,
because
for Talon.
she kills
Like I
her,
said,
the
somebody has
king,
to
and
push.
then it's like,
Somebody has to create some space, somebody has to get the waves out, and I don't like it that it's jabs, you know.
Why not?
I don't know.
I prefer
The
it,
arcs feel kind of
on
weird
the
in this
Snapfire.
manga
I don't feel
anyway.
like he should be giving up his life so much, you know. He has to carry the
Mikoto.
game.
He's now taking the flag.
Because they're all really
He's the
short
one that
arcs.
pushes lanes. Activates
Oh?
BKB, and maybe it was a bait with a shadow step, but that seems like it was a bait for the Spectre himself. 23
Damn.
seconds, Mikoto falls.
Man got
Side by
smacked.
side, killing nobody here.
Yeah, the game is just going at a too fast of a pace for Talon to deal with. You know, they have this greedy draft. The lanes are not pushed out. They're struggling to deal with this Liquid aggression. You know, Liquid is just doing all the right moves, pressuring the map, choking them out of every single bit of farm on the map. You know, this is just.
It could give Rose her
really, really
closure.
difficult spot for Talon at the moment.
AC for the Lycan
Rose
as well. So now we
is
have
the
push
girl
against
that
Talon.
killed her dad,
He
right?
has little
Killed the
minus
king.
armor there.
Oh, you mean continue it slightly further to where she actually
Roshan
fully
being
is
spawned.
immersed in
Yes,
Shadow
I guess,
Garden.
they'll probably wait for the second Roche before they attempt high ground, unless they get a significant.
Did you read the light
pickup,
read
but
the light
Zaya
novel?
has all the items they need, you know.
Or
for
only
high
read the
ground.
manga?
He has the AC, he has the Blats, he has the Helm.
That's not Tusk, by the way. That's,
Because I
like,
do agree with that
stat
they
bit.
probably should have
who got the AC a little
included
bit
the
faster than
fact that
average.
she joined
Pretty
Black
impressive from Farzad.
Shadow Garden with
Pretty impressive stuff, you know. Tusk has
you
to
know,
get
her
the
homeboys.
max, not the AC, you know, to enable
And then
him to
she
defend the
meets
high
like
ground.
the other numbered
But that Axe is
that
still
become her
45
friends,
gold away,
and then
Winter.
from
How
that
do you
point,
find
I guess that's
400
also
gold
a
in this
way
game?
that you can
If
open the
there's a
next
will,
season,
there's a
right?
way, bro.
Okay, that's the Seaway, huh?
Yeah.
Is that what you said in MUFC as well?
Please.
23 Savage just got put to sleep, but it's just for a spray. He has been, for the most part, getting away with some dangerous haunts and shadow steps. But that last one, I think, might have taught him a lesson there.
He has to try to do what Ana did when he was playing Spectre when they were losing, when OG was losing.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay, the Walrus Punch with the cookie. That's going to kill Insania.
They need more kills.
They need a better kill as well. Jabba, that's going to be a second support. Tricks of the trade. He did get dusted, and that should be enough to finish him off.
But
He
it
killed
did call
one
Jabs'
valuable,
ult.
But no cores yet. Jabs knows this. He wanted more. Jabs.
Oh, this is risky.
This
I'm
is
not
very
sure.
risky. He thinks he can kill the puck. They still have Haunt. They don't. They
If
have
he-
Shadow Step in 1 second, though. That's what they're playing around.
If he gets called, he might actually just die here.
Oh, he goes for the puck. Shadow Step. There we go. Everyone for the
after.
puck. There's an E-Blade in time. They can't hit him any longer. Snowball, though. That's going to be enough to keep him in place and kill him. One of us gets from a long away. And the Warlock Golem comes out, trying to stun the Lycan, but he's too fast. Jabs is now dead. Mickey joined as well. They
Buyback.
put the Spectre to sleep. They want a body block, perhaps? No. The Zaya acknowledges Spectre still deals a lot of damage, but he's slowed. He's just a little bit too weak. Up to the high gun he goes. They have vision of him. To the low ground. There's a Mickey waiting for him. He's dead.
And Jabs.
Jabba catches Q. 4 versus 4 fight is going to be a win for Liquid.
Oh,
They send their
Makoto's
carry
also
in.
getting caught.
There's only one
Yeah,
player
that
remaining.
looks-
It's going to be
oh,
Mikoto.
TP.
He tries to TP. Do they have anything to cancel it? They do not.
Wow.
Mikoto will get away with that snowball.
But yeah, the
Liquid's gonna go knock
I
out
did
the
really
high ground.
like
Puck's
Eminence
gonna
in
be
the
a
Shadow.
line
I don't
defense.
really like this
Everybody
anime
else-
season. What are
Yeah,
you
they have
right
the
now
BKBs.
watching Dark Steel that
BKBs
you
up
think
on
is
the
really
Nature's
good
Prophet.
this season?
Oh my god, this is... How are they gonna defend? They are not gonna be able to defend this. They might have to concede the tower.
Because I love a
Maybe
lot of
even one
isekais,
directions.
but
I'm
these
not so
fucking
sure they're
isekais
gonna
right now
do
are kind of meh.
Right, this up hero is actually doing work.
I can't believe how people is what deters their aggression. But still 18k lead for Liquid Winter. Even if you do have a supposedly better late game, you're playing with a tri-core. NP is almost
Wait, tomorrow the
doubling
new
Spectre's
Dota
squad,
patch
9K
coming out.
ahead.
I want to believe, but this is looking hard, man. This is
Kind of like the
looking hard.
campfire
In South
cooking
America,
isekai,
we
very
say the last thing you
lighthearted.
lose is hope. Right?
I watched, I think,
long as it's
a
mathematically
episode
possible,
or
Winter.
two.
As long as there's light.
There's a light at the end
It
of
was
the tunnel.
kind of
But
okay,
the tunnel is
but it's like
really,
not
really deep
really
and very, very
exhilarating
narrow.
or interesting. Like
very
that,
long and
that's the
dark tunnel right
problem.
now,
Like it's
but-
lighthearted niceness.
Stuck in a rock and a hard place at the moment. They have to try to find a way, win a team fight. They need to win maybe even 2 to 3 team fights to get themselves back into the game. But
Still waiting for you to complete Hogwarts Legacy, maybe in 2026.
They say you gotta
If
walk
only.
before you run, right?
Absolutely. Night Stalker almost has.
I read the manga, it gets better.
It's going to be very, very big for him. So
Sure.
he can
Okay.
just avoid the
I
fall
can't
of
wait
the
for next
puck.
season though. Spring is
That
gonna be
E-Blade is
amazing.
actually
We're gonna bring back
quite risky. I'm quite surprised. He actually just died in the last fight. He
fuck,
played it himself
Senku
and he got destroyed by one of
with-
his-
what's
Well,
that show
eventually the
called
snowball
again?
as well, right?
Fucking
Because of the snowball
where they come
stun,
back
he
from the
couldn't
Stone
actually get
Age?
away. He was hoping they didn't have a tusk with them. It does prevent the combo of Night Stalker.
That
and
was gonna
Justice
be
League.
He's trying
nuts.
to get a 4-star now, so he realizes he needs the 4-star.
You've got that show,
Yeah, that's
and
probably
then
the best
you've
option.
got
He's going to have it soon. So
Oh,
that-
what's it
that should be
called?
fine for him.
Look at Savage though. He's actually going for Nullifier, so this E-Blade does matter to him.
and
some
there's
degree.
so many good shows coming out next season.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
Yeah.
Nullifier also deals with the 4 steps on the enemy, so it's.
I saw the
for him.
ViniTube video.
They have to try to jump at the same time, Jebs and
Oh yeah,
Savage. If they want to get the puck,
Demon
after he
Slayer.
gets forced off, they have to
Season
coordinate their initiation.
4?
They move on him, get the nullifier on him, so he can't really escape the silence from the Night Stalker. So it's not that easy to coordinate, but I believe that Talon has the abilities to do it.
We'll see. For now, there's the second row. You talked about this Winter. This is the important one for the game. Comes to the shard as well. Yes, yes, Whistle. They know. They know, guys.
Who's getting the shot? Let's see. Who is actually getting the shot? To give it to Puck?
Okay. For phase shift attack.
Yeah. I guess so.
That's interesting.
I mean, he does a lot of right-click damage.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I guess the other shards, because Rubik and Ricky already have theirs, and those are the important ones.
Yep.
And the rest of them just don't matter very much. Curse of the Old
You mean the
Growth,
current
maybe,
season, right?
Nature's Prophet shot.
No, next season.
Remember when
The
it
one
came out
that
in
starts
Boston, it was
in,
pretty
what, 2
terrible.
weeks or so?
It's good against Spectre though, because if you think about
When
it,
does
Spectre's gonna try to hide around the map. They're losing right now. Right? Look at what he's doing. He has to try and hide
Spring
around.
season anime.
Very useful for them.
Yeah, you're right. Curse of the Old Growth could see him in the trees. It's also useful for the Night Stalker as well.
Yep.
2023.
But Nisha's Nisha, and he wants the damage.
Yeah, he's the boss, you know. If he wants the shot, if he wants the roach kill, you give it to him, man.
Yeah,
Is
he
it
says
live
one
chart
thing the
that
whole
shows
game,
the
and
dates when
that's
they
the thing he
start?
just said, so you got to listen to it. It's in his contract. But he's not the best player in the
Yeah,
world.
in about 2 to 3 weeks, I guess. It all starts and goes ham.
What he says doesn't matter. What
Dr. Stone season
Okay,
3
You do think that.
and stuff.
Everybody thinks he's the, yeah.
Current season, I don't really enjoy the anime that much. Anyone know why Boxy flew
agree.
back?
Feels like
I know
Liquid is
it's
also
about medical
managed to
emergency,
enable
but
him
for
even
what?
more, which
Sickness,
is crazy.
disease? I don't know if
But
it's
then his team
his
seems to
sickness or
work really
disease. It
well
could have
around
been
him.
his
Sometimes you
family's
need a
sickness
change
or
of,
disease.
environment.
I have no idea.
You know, sometimes things are getting too still. However, for Talon, you know, they have to try and dig deep as usual. All the Talon games so far, like even during the group stages games, you know, some of the games, everybody, all right, Talon's done. But somehow they find a way. They always find a way, you know. They don't give up.
They find a C-way, honestly.
Yeah, they find a C-way.
Yeah. This is the team that, I mean, we had the region which had the longest game time by like 8 minutes. So there is a reason for that. They're
That's-
experts in the late game.
As long as you don't give up, there is always a chance the enemy messes up.
We'll see if Liquid gives him that chance, though. And it seems to be out of Talon's hands right now.
Yep.
Pushing the racks with a double damage. Mickey, it's not going to take long to destroy the structure.
They have to give this record.
Misfit of Demon King
They have
on
to give up
hiatus.
this
That
record.
seems
No way
like,
they can fight it.
No, they just have
dude,
BKB on
Misfit
side. Zai's
of
pretty much
Demon
carrying now.
King
He's gone from the pushing Lycan. He hasn't even finished the Helm of the Overlord. He's just
with
straight
Anus
Yep, by now,
Voldigol,
Spectre, I think what they
that
need to
guy.
do is they have to
That
set
one's
a
so dumb.
Spectre in front, try
What's the
to
point of
let
my
Liquid jump
existence
on
if
him,
in the end
use
of the
buyback
day
and
I
try
will
to
die?
fight.
34,
Okay.
43k viewers.
We'll see the play. Oh, not if Nisha
Really?
is annoying them like this.
It's 78k
Gets away
viewers,
easily, and
dipshit.
I think that was the Shadow Step that they used. Yeah, that
Yep.
was the Shadow Step.
All
So
right,
they only have Haunt now.
denying the Rex, okay.
Yeah, sure, that's the desperation mode. They even missed the Scatter Blast. Mickey's not too phased by this. They're going to go for the last head of Rex. Nothing is stopping them, really.
Yep, we've seen Talon did this in the previous series. They gave up a Rex against Shopify to try to get into the later portions of the game where their heroes are going to be stronger. But here, the game is entirely different. They are further even behind.
Solskjaer,
This is looking tough, but I do believe it's
Shut
the
up.
right decision. They have to try to wait for this Aghanim's, but he doesn't have time
normally
to
I'd
get the Aghanim's, so
care
they
if
have to
people
defend the Rex
type
with the
those
last remaining
messages, but
There's a Dark
shut up.
Ascension. Okay, there's the attempt. from
There were
Jab,
special
and they do
special
kill
circumstance.
Nisha to
Oh,
begin with.
Nisha's
That's a
very
pretty
quickly
big kill
dead.
for them. As they go for Insane next.
God,
It's just
Insania,
attention
though.
because the rest of his team is just pushing him. The tier 3 down. Mickey is slowed down by the upheaval. What are they going to do? Will they retreat? No, they stand their ground, actually. Liquid, confident, shapeshift from Zai. Now Mickey, there's a snowball going on to him. He can't really prevent that, but he's quite tanky. And
Golem
with the
drop.
roll, perhaps they get rid of Jabba. Now they go for the real targets. Mikoto might be down, but can Mickey and Zai be strong enough, apparently, to route jabs? That's good. Mickey, carry flight, going for the wall.
Mickey's not even taking damage.
Now the Spectre has Silver Edge. Spectre needs to run away. She's broken, and she's going to die.
She has
Oh,
buyback.
23 Savage needs to buy back immediately, but Mickey just literally A-clicked the ground, chose the right targets, now found Mikoto. That's going to be a dieback to Snowball. He's being baited out. Come here, Little Tusk. Come here. We'll treat you to a nice drink. And he does.
Oh, no,
Blink
he's
into
dead.
the trees. He is dead. Another Silver Edge break for the Spectre. The Spectre is barely able to get away. And at least they stopped Mickey. Finally, Mickey has
Yeah, but
stopped attacking.
Mickey has
But
a
he's gonna
second
close
life
to die
still.
at this point.
He still has an
has
Aegis.
touch. They eat a creep. It doesn't matter. Everyone's running away from this turret of destruction.
You still have an Aegis. Oh
Mickey
my
just
god.
lifts his head.
That should be
He knows
tomorrow,
that he
probably
needs to
tomorrow
roll
night.
right now.
The season too many sequel that I don't really care, and new anime ain't that strong. Exactly, it's just a shitty season for anime.
I'm afraid nobody can, Alvaro. He's just too much of a beast at the moment. Aegis is timing out in 20 seconds. Can they actually time the Aegis and kill him as soon as the Aegis expires?
Range Rex will fall at this rate from Mickey. They're going for the melee as well. That's going to be Mega Creeps and the Aegis. Still in his possession, timed out because that's how tanky this man was.
Oh, this is just not looking good for Talon.
They told 6. 6 is the day after the final. Yeah, but normally it gets done in the evening for Western EU. So normally it's about like 10 in the evening.
Like they need more than a miracle to win this game.
Yes, they do. Can we get some technical problems now? Or is Talon just doomed? No pause major now. Everything's going smoothly. And smoothly is Liquid's win. As they take down the Ancient now. One last fight for the boys. Jabs initiated by Mickey. They've realized this man's invulnerable. He's immortal. He can hit anything. And he'll hit the Ancient to finish the game. The man's vibing. Liquid's winning. Talon lose the first game of the series.
Yeah, Talon has to figure out how to deal with this Liquid aggression, you know. Going for the super greedy draft, but it seems like against Liquid, they found a way, you know, the zoo meta, the zoo draft. They're able to pressure the map, take everything away from you. And also the fact that they had a really, really tough laning phase for the Night Stalker. I felt like that was one of the primary reasons that they were so far behind in the early game. The Night Stalker just couldn't contribute until around 15 minutes. That is not something you want happen, you know.
They seem to have found themselves in this game, found their strategy. We talked about this, you know, the early game had to be played really well, and they played it, you would argue, impeccably, honestly, the first 20 minutes at least.
Yeah, I was even saying when I was looking at the player camps, I was looking at the Liquid players, oh my god, they have the faces.
He did say, he literally just read their faces, and he goes, Avo, I think Liquid might just win this first game. And he was correct. Winter the Oracle.
Oh boy, what
Ollie managed to take game number 1.
Before you've been in the team,
Rip Talon.
what's the speech now to get back for game number 2?
They have to just forget everything and play a new game. They have to try to reset. Don't try to put yourself too down. Keep the morals high. Try to figure out a way to deal with this Liquid aggression.
Right.
And try to play better in the lanes. You know, the laning phase has been one of the problems that Talon has been facing, even during the group stage, even during DPCs. I feel like that's a problem that has always been reoccurring for this team, and they have to try to find a way to put a band-aid on that. You know, they have to figure out how to solve this problem against Liquid. If there's no lane, there is no game for Talon.
We'll see if they can figure out that problem, Winter. Is that what you would fix, concentrating on one mistake then, is what you're saying? Like one thing that they need to fix? That's going to be the laning stage, and then forget about everything else.
Yeah, they
to
have
keep
to
morale
try
up.
to deal with the laning phase. You can't put everything on the players' minds. You know, there's too many things that you have to think about, and if you put an extra one more thing or extra two more things, it might even make it too difficult for them to perform. For now, just focus on the lane, get past the laning phase, and then play the game.
Coach Winter has spoken. Will they be able to concentrate in the laning phase? Or will
Coach Winter.
Liquid show us why they were top seed in Western Europe? We're going to find out. Before that, we do have a lovely panel to break down this game number 1.
Reports of Team Liquid's death has been greatly exaggerated, it seems. And I'll take responsibility. I've been pushing the propaganda, but it seems like today Team Liquid have made some valuable adjustments, Effie. I think they looked quite critically at their previous series, and they made the adjustments necessary against Talon.
Yeah, I'm so glad that they shifted Insania to position 4 and they had Jabs play position 5. That's what I wanted them to do yesterday. But after talking to the players personally, they told me that they thought it would be too much of a change yesterday, but today they're willing to try it. And I think putting Insania on these position 4 playmakers is what they need to do, because strategically, Zai's lane is like a center point of how Liquid have been approaching these games. So I think securing that lane and putting Jabs on some, like Abaddon, some Ricky, some Treant, some Undying, something on this archetype will definitely make it so they can feel like they're playing their strategies the same way. And I just love that they did the zoo draft. I think the zoo draft is how to play against Talon. You want to body their towers, you want to body their jungle, you want to
in
make sure
God's
nothing
name?
and you want to exploit them.
I know he's a memer and everything, but why is Jenkins so fucking weird?
You cannot invade the triangle, but the NP was sending units there. And it also goes with the point that she mentioned. You have Insania on 4, so they can win the offlane. They pressure the offlane, and they take this tower really early on.
Which gives them access to Roche, right?
Exactly.
I gotta shout out Jabs in that game.
Please.
Which
one?
Sorry, Jabba.
Jabba.
He's going by Jabba now to help with the confusion. He played really well on Ricky. I remember we saw
Isekai
a
smartphone.
death where,
Really?
like,
They're coming
Insania was
back?
down on the top lane, and then Talon kind of overcommitted to a mid fight, and then Jabba bought back and set up like 2 kills in that fight. And I was just thinking, like, that's a like tier 1 buyback. That's a really good buyback. That's the thing that you can't underestimate, is that, okay, sure, he's an analyst and a coach and, you know, 8 or 9K MMR player standing in, but he's standing in with 4 world-class players. He's a world-class coach himself. You can upgrade pretty quickly with only a couple of days of practice, especially if you're on the right archetype of hero, right? Because it's not like we're saying, oh, he's a bad player, give him like these easy heroes. Plenty of 5s play Treant Undying every single game, right? This is a perfectly normal thing to have in the game, where he can basically be a coach within the game, right? He can tell his team what to do. He can focus on the comms that are going on and stuff like that. So it seems like the adjustment that they made worked. It definitely worked.
The thing is, I think that Liquid have kind of found the key to securing their side lanes, right? We talked about Insania playing position 4, but I think if they can get this Nature's Prophet with some like beefy melee hero for the safe lane every time, that looks really solid, because
Agreed.
Prophet is a lane winning hero in and of itself, right? He just needs something to back it up. So I think what Talon are going to do here is they're going to adjust to try to win the lane against Prophet if they give it away. I loved what they did yesterday versus Shopify, picking up that
Isekai was
Primal Beast
smartphone.
for jabs,
Cool.
Talon's jabs.
Honestly,
You know what?
I
There's, like,
don't
clarity
remember
in
a
the
fucking
jab versus
thing
jab,
about
okay?
season 1.
So for this,
Just
jabs,
that he had
when
one
hit the
spell
Primal
that like
Beast, the game
hit
was entirely
everything
different than the game 2 where
that he
hit
wanted
Dawnbreaker.
to get hit.
It didn't look that good, and I would say Night Stalker kind of fits in the same way. You want Night Stalker's game to kind of go a certain way, right? You want to farm, you want to maybe get some rotations with Darkness, but you don't want the team to run at your team early, because you need items to be effective. Dawnbreaker is pretty similar in that her gameplay becomes one-dimensional if her team is getting run over. So I think you put jabs on this playmaker, you give him this Primal Beast, let him counter this Furion, and the game's going to look different for Talon.
I feel like Talon did such a huge draft mistake again. We saw the Dawnbreaker losing lane, now we see Night Stalker losing lane against. You see Azul, so playing against Azul, you pick Night Stalker, you're gonna lose your lane, it's fast tempo. Night Stalker against fast tempo is really bad. Warlock is really bad.
Like, it's so bad that it's so good. That's like most of the fucking anime though.
And Liquid just doubled down this fast
So
tempo.
bad,
They need
it's
to be
good.
able to counter it either by being aggressive on lanes with a Primal, or having a hero that at least protect areas such as a Kanka, Zeus, Koro, DK type of hero that's a beefy. They had 2 support 4s that were ranged. You guys were
Oh,
talking
there, you
about
appetizing
that they
looking
always play
thing.
time
I
with
am
us,
a
and now,
gorgeously appetizing
Talon
looking
looks
thing.
different without Q on a hero that can run around and do stuff in the early game. Like, it just felt like there weren't moves coming out of them, and it resulted in a Zoo draft not only having a, you know, strong showing when they came out of the laning stage, but like they won all the lanes on Liquid, right? So maybe that's a result of not having the 4 position that they're used to having roam around. And then also throw jabs on a carry as well. I feel like this Talon draft, it was off from what we've normally seen, but that also could be on account of Liquid just figuring out that Talon looks bad whenever jabs gets completely shut down.
I also feel like maybe Talon's draft isn't too bad if you kind of zoom it out and not look at Liquid's draft.
I should go to bed. Have fun watching the Major Tim and chat.
Playing against
Alright,
something
bye
like
bye,
this.
Felix. I
Because
miss
look
you.
at Talon's heroes. You see the Spectre, you see the Snapfire, you see this Warlock. Like, these heroes are pretty good at defending their own triangle, right? If their Spectre just wanted to chill and farm there, I can see how they could have turned a fight or two. If Night Stalker just presses Darkness, they get the Fatal Bonds off, they get a good Golem, things could have changed, but Liquid did not give them that. They did not play into their triangle in any way. They just focused their priority on the main jungle, on kicking them out of lanes,
And
of chasing them away.
this goes super back to the draft when I mentioned the Liquid can win with Radiant. And I feel if Talon was Radiant, they could win with this draft because you protect our try, and Liquid needs to invade it in order to get access to Roche. But if you're Dire, you just ignore them.
And
They just ignored the triangle and kept with the big jungle. They have a free Roche because they have control of the full area.
And we've talked about how, like, in this patch, or at least in this major, people don't seem to be valuing the first Roche that much. So you'd think, like, oh, you know, Radiant's protecting their triangle, taking over the enemy jungle, like getting that Roche. Doesn't matter
I'll miss
so
you
much.
too,
It's
Baldy.
1
Bye
Aegis,
bye,
right?
sexy
People want that
Felix.
Aghanim shard. With the Zoo draft, that's different, right? It's like you constrict the map so much with all of the summons. It feels so oppressive. It's impossible to play anywhere. You have a bunch of heroes that need to farm and need to go into the late game.
Mashal's being a shonen jump title won't be too bad.
This, like,
yeah, no,
huge
Mashal actually looks kind of cool, but it reminds me very much of like One
not
Punch
so
Man
much,
meets
Given the
Black
Aegis,
Clover.
They're not going to control that much of the map. But Lycan plus Nature's Prophet plus the Riki running around sleep darting you, like, you don't want to lose the map early against this lineup.
Yeah, I think Talon, if they want to make an adjustment for next game, they should start looking at this Rubik too, how they want to handle it, if they're going to steal it for themselves or eliminate it, because I feel that this Rubik gives Liquid a lot of potential to play the draft the way they want to. Yeah, they shifted Insania to 4 this time, but it's also a hero that Jobs plays if they kind of feel that they have to put Insania on some Oracle or something wild like that, right? If the draft develops in such a way. So I think that Talon can make it easier for themselves because Liquid are still playing with a stand-in, and there are going to be holes in their draft that they can exploit.
I'm with you, though, that Talon does look different, because even though Jabs lost his lane, it's the off-lane Night Stalker Jabs lost his lane. It wasn't because Liquid specifically engineered that. It was a final pick Night Stalker, and he knew the lane that he was going into. And I assume that the main idea behind the Night Stalker is, what, I'm just going to eat the Overlord creep?
He didn't even get an Overlord.
He didn't even get an Overlord.
I thought that was a great little itemization thing from Zai, where he went for the Vlads plus the Dom just for the early game, and then the Vlads to buff up his team. But then he started going for like AC, drums, BKB. That's cool. I've never seen that before.
Is Insania signing a boot?
Dude, he's feeling himself right now.
Is that a shoe?
I think it's a cast.
Oh, it's a cast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
somebody broke their foot kicking their computer when Liquid lost the game in Gladiators.
But yeah, jokes aside, I'm just glad that Liquid got this win. I feel that Jabba might have felt very bad after yesterday, but he looks happy. There were hugs all around. I mean, this is kind of the confidence boost that they needed, that, hey, we're still really good. We can play with this, and we can make this work. So I'm just happy to see the smiles on their face today.
You're back.
Even if they do end up losing the series, I think like
it
has to haunt you if you don't get a single win on main stage. You get double 2-0'd back-to-back, and then you go back to just normal life. But he's getting a taste. He got the victory, and it was a well-deserved victory. And putting him on a Riki, putting him on non-skill shot heroes, I feel like that Mirana was like a high-stress game that he played last time.
That's a tough one, yeah. I think what probably feels good for him is that he had a good game too. Like that was a solid Riki performance.
Absolutely.
He was setting things up. He was doing his job. He did exactly what he needed to do. So that's got to feel good. It's not just, oh, I got carried this game. Thank God I didn't lose. It's like he had great impact.
Yeah. And on the flip side, I feel that Talon now, they kind of need Sunby to knock some sense into them, because this is where he comes in as a coach and gets them to calm down and like reevaluate the draft and their approach to the game. Because he did mention in his interview yesterday after Talon beat Shopify that he thinks that an issue with a lot of C teams is that they can underestimate their opponents and get complacent. And he said that he was a little bit worried that Talon might get complacent.
Said he was going to yell at them.
Yeah, because of Jabba standing in. So I think now is the time to kind of snap them back into it and let them respect Liquid like as the world-class team that they are.
Also, Talon just might kind of legit be tired. They have been having a hell of a run in this tournament throughout the lower bracket. Yesterday, they had to play 2 series, show up bright and early for this one, and then if they manage to win this series, then they have a best of 5 to do after that. And I think during Sunbee's interview, he definitely looked a little spent.
He did. He sounded very, very spent.
It's all right.
He earned the victory.
They're Dota players. They're used to this.
That is true.
This is just chain queuing, basically.
These guys don't sleep. Yeah, this is absolutely chain queuing. These are MMR fiends.
Yeah. But the thing about Talon is that as we watched them in this tournament, I feel like they've adjusted their drafts pretty quickly. Like, they have tried this Naga offlane on the main stage. They have tried this Dawnbreaker on the main stage.
They tried it against Liquid, actually.
Yeah, they've tried things that maybe on paper look like a bad idea, but they thought that they could pull it off, right? But when it didn't work out for them, they were not stubborn about those ideas. They are very quick to drop something if it doesn't work. So I think that they're not going to brute force these ultra slow lineups versus Liquid.
Yeah, drop the Warlock, please. You're inviting Zoo, you're inviting heroes that play fast. Even an Alchemist would be a free win against our Warlock. Such a slow hero. If you fast tempo against him, the game gets unplayable.
I mean, last night, you were telling me the hero that you wanted to not see in Talon's hands was the Elder Titan. And Elder Titan against this draft must have been way better in that situation.
Would have been good. It's way better against Zoo. So please don't invite the Zoo when the only counter to your lineup is a Zoo.
I know the counter.
Tell me.
It is a Winter Wyvern game.
An uncontested
we
hero?
We are going to see Winter Wyvern for the first time in this major next game.
Yeah, if anyone hasn't been keeping up, there are still 12 uncontested heroes, which means no picks or no bans throughout this entire event. Axe, Juggernaut, Sand King, Witch Doctor, Necrophos Dazzle, Clinks, Meepo, Ogre, Medusa, Grimstroke, and Winter Wyvern. She hasn't shown up yet.
A Sand King last pick would have been better than the Night Stalker, 100% sure. But
that would have been good. That would have been good.
Pick could have won in the game.
Yeah, either of those. Anti-summons, something that's anti-summons.
Yeah, you CMP carry, and then you pick a losing lane against him. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Unless they thought they could greed it out and they didn't think that Jabba would be such a beast on this Ricky.
I mean, Primal Beast, I feel like, is the #1.
True.
Was that taken out? It was banned. Okay. That would be the #1 if it wasn't.
Yeah, Liquid took it out second phase.
In the second phase, yeah.
I believe when you CMP first pick, you counter him on the 2 side lanes. So you go Primal Beast already on the first part of the draft, and then you go the Spectre, or go some sort of TB.
Yeah.
They're replacements, either in carry or off-lane role.
Yeah, but
you need to counter both.
The PB is not going to make it through second phase, so you have to first phase. And they picked a Snapfire first phase, and it didn't look very good. It didn't look worth first phasing compared to like the PB.
Yeah, it may have also been a denial pick, because I know there's like a relationship that Liquid liked between Snapfire and Undying. Undying ended up not showing up in this game, but there's a lot of meta gaming going on in this draft. And Blitz with the Jonan jacket. Quick question, Effie. What, you think he's more of a Kakashi, or am I always mispronounce
There's no way he's Kakashi-sensei.
Is he a Shikamaru?
No.
What, so he's just a poser then?
No, because
I'm so sick of this
Shikamaru
Naruto
sleeps
BS.
all the time. Will is pretty alert.
But he's a master strategist, though.
Okay, who?
I think Jabba is the Rock Lee of Dota.
He is. I'll tell you, he is a Jiraiya.
Okay.
Like he brings energy. He makes people have fun. He takes them out and about. He puts them through training journeys. But he can also just do like the older brother father figure type of role. I feel like he's Jiraiya Sensei, but he's not Kakashi. Kakashi's a bit too mysterious. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, Insania would be very happy to hear that, because he's been having Jiraiya as his profile picture. Love dropping obscure anime references on a Dota major. You want the Dota, I'll give it to you. It's time for game number 2.
Welcome one and all to game number 2 here in the Lima Major, the lower bracket final between Team Liquid and Talon Esports. Team Liquid 1 game up despite having the stand-in, and right now Talon Esports searching for answers. The game 2 draft is already underway, and we need to see some major adjustments coming in from them. Crucially, we need to see Q on a hero that allows them to do stuff on the map here. But more importantly, they need an answer for Nature's Prophet. Completely undefeated by Team Liquid, 100% win rate across 6 games at the Major. Ari, what's the response here in the event that they do give away the Prophet again?
Well, initially I would expect it to be banned out, but if they do take the Prophet, then I really hope to see Q on the Tusk or the Tiny. We really need to roam and like shut him down early, stop him snowballing like last game. He was just too fat, too strong, and Talon can deal with him.
Yep, I'm hoping for the same here because they have not lost with Nature's Prophet on the side of Liquid, but Talon have not won unless they have Tusk or Tiny for Q. at the main event so far. So we're going to be hoping that they do manage to find a way to slot that hero into the draft. The Game 2 draft, as is mentioned, is underway. I do want to also see them maybe try and go for this Treant Protector, because they look pretty decent when they do have it. Well, they get the Treant Protector. They do not get the Tiny. Banned. Tusk is most likely going to be banned in the next game. But Fia, what do you make of this respect being shown towards Jabs? They leave Nature's Prophet and they say, you know what, Ricky was the problem that game.
I think I've seen the trailer of this.
Really cool approach to dealing with this game, because Ricky's not the highest execution hero in the game, right? You're kind of just chilling, you're throwing darts out, coming in as a stand-in. That might be a very easy position where you can succeed in. So I think them respect banning that is going to force them into a different situation as well, where they might be able to get a bit of an edge against the stand-in. They're really just targeting Jabs here.
Yeah, we see this Primal Beast as a response to the Prophet.
Bye.
It's really
Good night, Dark Seal.
There's a slight
Sleep
problem
tight,
when
don't let the bed bugs bite.
At level 20, but until then, the Primal Beast is really strong from the mid lane at ganking the Prophet.
There's still potential for them to play this from the off lane as well, right? Jabs can play this hero. We've seen them also, you know, if they are playing melee strength 4s for Q, what's left? If you're not playing Tiny, you're not playing Earthshaker, you're not playing Tusk, there's a non-zero chance that you end up playing Primal Beast instead under these conditions. So it could happen. We'll see what happens as the draft unfolds. As Puck Lina get removed as well. More respect being shown towards the mid lane as well here, Ari. They're like, the game was a little bit too fast for us. Let's try and slow it down.
Yeah, and also back to the Primal Beast, we can see in some games Whisper started playing a Vanguard Primal Beast, which is really good against the Prophet. We saw Jabs do it in the last series as well. So this could be like a lane counter or a mid ganking counter. It's like really good in both ways. And the Clockwork is really good in lane against the Treant. It's like hard for the Treant to harass him because he's really scared of being battery assaulted to death. And he's also good at cancelling the Primal Beast spells. So, yeah, both sides have responded really well to each other here.
Yeah, and we're going to see the Q will not be getting Tiny, will not be getting Tusk this game, as they're both now banned here. And that's what's kind of afraid about in the last series, or when they put him onto the Snapfire. I was praising, oh, he got his Tusk in the first phase. They're really happy. They chose to do an audible there and throw a Tusk in the mid lane. And now it feels like they're playing a different type of game, where they have to make their mid make rotations instead of Q. But they've just looked so damn good on Q being the one making the rotations. There's not a lot of heroes left that I feel like are really good as like that POS 4 that can roam. I mean, we saw Crit play Earth Spirit, it looked really great. I'm not entirely sure if Q plays that hero. Shaker hasn't looked great. I'm not sure. Ari, are there any other POS 4s that are good at roaming and making plays happen in this meta?
Personally, I love Primal Beast POS 4.
All right.
I don't know if he plays it, but it's a possibility. Yeah, Earthshaker, Earth Spirit, they're not that strong, but they're the only ones left that I can think of.
It's either that or they just need to adapt, right? And then he needs to play these range POS 4s, and they need to somehow find a way to make it work.
We're going to also be seeing, in the last game, that Snapfire was his first one at the tournament in its entirety, so I'm not entirely sure this is the place to necessarily be pulling out heroes you haven't played in a while, but, you know, a lot of teams have done magic in the pretty much clutch situations, and he has played Primal Beast before once. One professional game on Primal Beast 5 months ago. So in the event that he drags it out here, it would be the biggest show of strength coming in from the side of Talon Esports.
There is one melee 4 that some teams were doing a while ago. I've not seen it this tournament, but previously Sven POS 4 was quite popular against physical damage lineups. Prophet could be the start of that. If they see like a bit more, maybe they take a Sven here on POS 4.
Actually, how about this here, right? We put Sven POS 5, and then we play the Treant Protector as the POS 4, right? That way we have one side of the map give you sustain out of the Treant Protector. You have BKB piercing disable. The other side of the map guarantees some additional armor so that Nature's Prophet is a little bit weaker early on. And then maybe this Primal Beast picks up the Vanguard we're talking about, mitigating a lot of the damage coming out of this Nature's Prophet in the early game.
I mean, it can work, but I don't want to see Talon do that. I want to see them be aggressive. Like, roaming Tree is not aggressive. Like, he's going to be very passive. He wants to play in the lane a lot. I want to see Q doing what he does best, setting up kills, making the mid lane feel threatened for their life. All the heroes we talked about, he has played this Shaker. And he has also played Mirana, which is very good with the Primal Beast as well. So I think those are the two heroes that Talon are most likely going to pick here. But if he does play that Mirana style, I do want to see the Primal mid most likely. That way he can play around his mid laner a lot. I know Jabs does like to play this Primal as well. In the game they won, he did go exactly that Vanguard build into Mana Boots, into like BKB Refresher. He was really far in that game. But either way, Mirana is if they play the Primal mid, Shaker, then I think just give Jabs it, and then you just roam on the Shaker, get that Vanguard, let him self-sustain.
So let's see, Storm Spirit gets taken out, Ember Spirit, the response from Talon. They have to lead the charge here in the second phase of picks. Several options. For Jabs, they're still a little bit open. I would also like to see them get a hero from Makoto as early as humanly possible. And they pick up the Rubik for now. All right. So that's going to be our support duo. We saw this quite a lot throughout the group stage already, the Rubik Tree and support duo. It was either like Rubik Tree or Rubik Undying. They were really strong for the most part.
Yeah, generally speaking, these two supports are considered like S tier supports, but it does mean we're not having a melee support on Q, and we're also very static on the tree. So maybe the Primal Beast doesn't have that much to play with, not much damage to work with. It's like a little unconventional for this team.
And I think
Why is Boxy missing? He had some medical stuff happening, so he dipped because they didn't disclose what it exactly was. So I actually have no idea.
Rubik game in a lot of ways.
There was something medical emergency.
Jabs a stronger laning stage with whatever he plays because Rubik is such a strong laner, but it's not really going with the archetype of what Talon's been winning with. They're doing something different.
So far, there's not really any good spells to steal. That's like a bit weird with Nature's Call and Teleport is quite nice, but it's not no damage, no lockdown or anything like that. But the save from the extra cast range on 4-staff and the shard is really nice against these heroes. So that's one thing they have going for them.
Yeah. Team Liquid now can look at this response, decide what to do. This is when things get interesting for them.
Deciding he missing versus gaming. Yeah, he was missing versus gaming gladiators.
A lot of times is Nature's Prophet getting exploited by these exact two heroes in the laning phase. The Primal Beast Rubik making a lot of difficulty for the safe lane hero. So we'll see. I think right now you just pick up the Nisha hero and decide later. And indeed they go for this Pangolier in the mid lane. Pango feels good, you know, give them some team fight, give them some movement off the map. And Nisha has just been a beast on this hero. But to be fair, he's been a beast on everything.
Yeah, I just kind of want to mention real quick about Liquid. I think last game, something that we didn't talk about too much yet is the fact that Insania played position 4.
Yeah, that's true.
Jabs played position 5. Insania hasn't busted this Disruptor out even once this tournament. So I'm thinking Jabs is just switching to 5 now, and this Disruptor might be a comfort pick of his that they're just busting out here, and then Insania is going to might pick up the clockwork and play position 4 this game.
Okay. I'm hoping that would be pretty interesting to actually have happen here. I don't think I've seen much Insania clock, but it is clockwork. You should know how to play this hero as a support player.
Yeah, we see the TA come out, which is it's one of Talon's favorites. Not many teams are doing this, especially from the mid lane, but Talon really like it. It fits their style a lot. They want to farm a lot on their 3 cores. If they can hold the game of this TA from mid or safe lane, which like they play it on both, then they might win this game if it goes late.
How different is TA mid versus safe? Kind of very much the same.
See Dota, you just play late. Everybody just keeps farming. So Makoto, this is
normally when you go for TA mid, you go for more aggressive safe laner like a CK or something that gets more aggressive.
What's the likelihood here of them stealing some strats here from Team Liquid and running like some dual range cores in the mid and the safe lane?
It could be quite high. It really depends on what Liquid will play here. Talon, they have secured the last pick of this game here. I think we have seen before in a game where they like this matchup. The TA against the Pango, it was actually against eHome, they ran this exact matchup. And then 24 ended up picking the last pick Monkey King. So whatever they do here, I think they're in a position where this TA, it could go safe lane against the NP. I've seen that be okay in some games, but they are totally fine putting it versus the Pango. But they're going to see where this NP goes. That's the important part. If it's going to be a carry or an offlaner, and I think one thing 23 is just really going to focus on for this last pick is just winning his lane.
Yeah. It looks like a very okay-ish Primal game, though. Clockwork's a bit annoying, but for the most part, it looks pretty good.
They can have like a Vanguard, Arcane Boost, Primal Beast, independent in the offlane against Furion, and then they play around mid and make stacks in triangle, secure the TA's farm. And I think this will be their game plan for this game. They defend safe lane tower of Trian, they make stacks in triangle, they protect the TA, and Primal Beast is self-sufficient.
Yeah, then we can kind of look at 23's hero pool that can play around the TA. Will be maybe the Monkey King, maybe we've seen him play Doom a lot in the past. There is, depending what they pick here, he's played heroes like Bristleback, but are a lot less greedy. So he's going to see his matchup, basically. And that will determine a lot on what he wants to play here. For Liquid, though, they do get to decide what they want to do about this Primal Beast. Is it okay to put up an NP versus it, or do they want to try and punish this Primal Beast with another character?
Okay, save the day.
If that is the case,
I say tomorrow, so I can run Morphling.
It's going to be an offlane Nature's Prophet. Safe lane Morphling going to be rounding out the draft here for Team Liquid. Alrighty, so for Talon,
actually, I think it's a mid Morphling for Nisha.
Right now, you have the 24 pick in the
offlane Pango.
You know what your lane looks
and
like.
safe lane NP.
Who do you want to end the draft with?
That's a great
If
question.
they're feeling very greedy, there could be something like a Terrorblade. I know Talon do quite like to run these double.
I mean, I
army
assume
cores.
because it's Mickey that he's gonna go
Is there
for
a
the
Ursa in the game?
There is?
There is a
mid.
Ursa.
Sorry,
I would
because
wanna
it's
be
Nisha
Ursa,
mid
I think,
morph.
this game if I'm 23. Monkey King's okay as well. I think the Doom carry could work versus the Morphling.
There may even be a slight possibility that Liquid run a safe lane Pango and have Nisha on Morphling mid. Given that Mickey used to play mid a lot, and I'm sure he plays a really good Pango, and Nisha also loves the Morphling, they could like swap these lanes up to be anything really.
There's also a non-zero chance that the Pango goes off lane, the Morphling goes mid, and then the Nature's Prophet still
Never
safe
seen
lane,
Zai
like,
play
the
Pango.
options
It's
are
not the
very
hardest hero in the world
I
to
don't
play.
think they'll want to do the Morph versus the TA mid, though, if that is what they choose. But if they pick some other weaker mid that can be exploited,
There's the
then maybe.
Terrorblade.
There's the Terrorblade. They're
This
going
is
all in for the late game here.
All right, this is Talon style. You know, they might not necessarily be picking the right things for Q all the time, but the one thing they will always do is give themselves an opportunity to farm for the late game. All right,
Oh, it's
Talon
actually
player
going to
talking
be a
about
safe
the
lane
Terrorblade
Mickey
in this
morph.
game.
Okay, then
Do you
I
feel confident being able to carry
don't
Talon
know.
Esports to victory and force a game number 3?
All right, absolutely. You have a pretty easy lane against the Nature's Prophet. The Pango, when he's rolling around, might be a little bit annoying with the disarm and stun, but you are a ranged hero. You're going to buy Scotty versus the Morphling, and then you have Makoto. I think Talon have... Being greedy is all about like being able to make it.
good morph, good TB. It's okay-ish on the
Yeah,
TB.
Talon's
The
lanes are
lane
pretty
should
strong
be
this
going
game,
pretty well
so I
against
think they'll
the
be able to at least get
Clockwork
half
plus.
the way to
Yeah, no,
to
I
the
think the
kind of
lane
stage
should be
of the
pretty
game that they want.
okay.
As long as they make a couple of good moves,
Morphling
survive
can
some
turn
good
into a
moves, then
TB,
Liquid
and that's
are
the
making,
big
and then they'll
problem,
be
because
there.
then
Let's talk about like Team
TB
Liquid
is a
versus
stronger
they have
Morphling,
instead
pretty
put
much.
Jab
Sorry,
on
Morphling is a
Clockwork
stronger
and Infinity
TB
playing
when
the
he
disruptive
has
dual sides
Ags,
in the
and it's
offlane
definitely
versus
going to be an
Prophet.
Ags game because
Ari,
you're going
what
to
do you
steal
make
all
of
the
this draft
stats
from
and
Liquid?
attack
What do they
speed.
need to do to ensure that they win game 2 and get themselves into the grand
Plus, you
final?
have really greedy two
Same story
cores.
as game 1. They need to hit the timing and they need to run a Talon really quickly, really hard, not give them any space on the map. If TA and TB are farming freely, then there's no way that Liquid wins, so they have to stop this quickly. Maybe around 15 minutes, they're going to hit timing with like Greaves, Morphling first item, and just start running at the enemy with Prophet Global.
Well, we're going to be seeing whether or not Team Liquid has what it takes to play yet again in an extremely fast pace, put Team Talon on the back foot and force a game number 2 victory, or if it's going to be Talon Esports to go to game number 3 and maybe make their own way into the grand finals. To find out, we have Arvo Plus, we have Winter, and we've got an amazing game of Dota 2, so gentlemen, take it away.
Game 2 is upon us, and Team Liquid, they went for a little bit more late game, so Talon responded with even more late game this time. Isn't that right, Winter?
Yeah, bring on the late game. Talon says, you wanna play a 70-minute game? I'm gonna play an 80-minute game.
And that has been the specialty of this team for a while. We've already hyped up how great their late game is, but the question is, can they get to it? We already saw last game, Liquid are really good at playing that early. Is this time maybe a little bit easier for Talon? Is Liquid's early as dominant?
It's hard. They are playing against an MP early game. They have to try to survive the
Predictions?
early game, but I do agree, this time they have better heroes. The Primal Beast is much more stable.
What
for
are the
early
odds
game
currently?
compared to a Night Stalker. And he should be able to do a lot more compared to what he had done in the last game where he just got
I'll still go for
in
Talon.
in the early game. So I have high hopes for Talon this game, much better hopes.
Okay. Tell me about the strengths of their lineup then, if you were to consider it, besides the great late game. What else? What do they have? Do they check? What boxes do they check? What boxes are they not checking for you?
They're checking the Roshan box for sure.
Great.
They're checking the team fight box with the Treant Protector plus Primal. I think those two are going to be very, very deadly in the team fights. But on the other hand, they are going to be up against a Pango roll, a Disruptor, Static Storm. Those are going to be pretty annoying for their heroes until they get BKBs. So I would say that the BKB timings of this game are going to be, as usual, crucial for Talon. They have always this kind of lineups where they are trying to outscale you, they are trying to outfight you, they're not planning to get
I mean,
match,
jabs on the
they
Primal
don't
Beast is
fucking
probably
care
a
about
lot
those
more
items, they just want
useful
their BKBs.
this game than he was
Let's
on
look at the Liquid
what we
checklist
saw
then.
last game
This
from
was a
him.
winter checklist with Liquid here.
He got absolutely fucking smacked last game.
Do they need I guess it's probably going to be the same. They're going to be aiming to get BKBs on MP and Morphling. They're going to be trying to outscale as well. But with a timing, you can never outscale a Terrorblade with this kind of heroes. Like Terrorblade just wins late.
Morphling can
You have to
outscale.
try to finish the game 40-50 minutes. Faster is even better if you can do that.
Even with the Ags on Morphling, you don't think there's any scaling chances for Morphling these days?
I mean, that's true. But I still favor the Terrorblade later, you know. Like Morphling, you're trying to end a game in a very specific timing with this kind of lineup with MP. You don't want to make the game too late because Terrorblade is just going to eventually out-carry everybody. So we shall see, you know, how the laning phase goes, how are the rotations going to be. And Liquid does have I feel like some advantage in terms of the early rotations because you have a mid Pango. And Talon has a mid TA, you know, he's going to want to farm, you know. So you're going to be able to put a lot more pressure with the Pango for sure.
How's this matchup in general in the laning stages? Do you expect anyone to come out ahead?
Should be fine for either hero.
Oh, top lane actually, they got poor Savage is already dead to a Disruptor and NP.
Yeah, I've been seeing all these disruptors with level 1 glimpse in the series yesterday was Entity. Fishman showed how the level 1 glimpse could have been so impactful. Like after taking the runes, he's just glimpsing the enemy support away. But here, as you can see, like Glimpse is just able to secure them the kill on the Terrorblade. Oh, wow.
Counter attack for Insania, but he's going to survive this.
I mean, if he came out 1 second earlier, he might have gotten Glimpse back. But it's okay, you know, he was able to come out fine with that. But the Glimpse is just much more efficient in the lane. So far for 70 mana, the spell is just way better than the Thunderstrike at level 1.
Yeah, gives you damage, and now you have 2 damaging spells in Thunderstrike and Glimpse, which is what allows his harassment to be so powerful. Yeah. Fishman already demonstrated this.
I'm a bit surprised he actually went for Thunderstrike at level 2, because they have 2 range heroes. I feel like maybe Kinetic Field is going to be better in the laning phase, so both of you can get more right clicks on. But we'll see, you know, like Thunderstrike is just a spell that, in my opinion, costs a lot of mana in the laning phase. You're going to have to buy maybe extra mangoes to support the mana cost. So we'll see what he does here in the laning phase. But so far so good for Liquid. And on the bot lane, Morphling seems to be doing okay as well against Primal Beast. Cloudwork's going to be able to secure the pull in the next wave if he wishes to. So everything is Gucci for the Morphling as well.
Primal Beast though, talk about Gucci, does try to deal as much damage as possible with Morphling. While Active Shift is still level 1, but he does have an active strike because he's level 2, and that pushes Primal Beast away. This is going to be the lane for the most part, right? Go on Morphling, Morphling pushes you, and hopefully you don't die.
I do not expect him to die that much in his lane or at all. Like Rubik plus Primal, I don't feel like you should be too worried as Morphling. Once you get past the first couple of levels, the lane's going to be very, very stable for you. You should be able to just safely last hits. The key thing to note is going to be the rotations. The Pango is going to play a very, very key factor in this game. You know, he's going to be able to
Talon
make a lot of rotations if he secures the rune.
Decent.
So I want to see how Liquid is going to help him secure the runes with the supports.
See how that happens. What is the will they still be able to farm, and Jazz will still have the impactful early game we saw against Shopify, for example, where he takes over?
Yep. There's a chance, you know. Once you get level 6, we saw how Arbet he was able to get solo kills on the Morphling. If the Morphling's not careful and you get a little too cocky, you farm a little too front, and you just die to the stun into the pulverized combo when he's level 6. So I mean that can happen, you know, once Jebs has his ultimate up. But before that, I feel like Morphling should be fairly safe in his lane.
Who's his ganking partner, though, once he hits at level 6? Who does he smoke with? Is it the Rubik that he plays with? Because the rest of the team seems kind of passive.
The Rubik, Trian, and the Primal are going to be the 3-man gang squad in most cases. The TA and TV, they are going to be mostly rising, trying to get their important items, but...
Zai top lane, they're going to try. That was very close. 1 hit away from getting that kill.
Yep, very, very nicely done by...
How's the CSGO going, by the way, today? Oh, Mouse last game won against Heroic. Huh.
And TB's going to have to try to maybe pull the wave back after...
Is that the Swiss stage? Oh, it's Group B upper bracket final.
But Insania,
is
he fast enough? He has a Fairy Fire, still has the Glimpse as well. He could punish Ollie perhaps. They have vision of him. Glimpse is level 2. Push him back Ollie.
Why is Nisha Pango? I thought Nisha would be playing Morph. It was surprising to me as well.
Profit though, we can destroy your trees, and if the auto attacks are going to be sufficient. Poor Ollie is dead. And now Savage is defenseless. He has no teammates, actually being body blocked by those treants. But luckily he finds a way out. Does not get squared in.
Yeah, Disruptor is just showing...
I mean, Nisha's also a really good Pango
player.
player.
Very, very strong right now on a position 4. Like, you are very strong in the lane, not like before. You have a lot of kill potential because the Glimpse does a lot of damage now in the lane.
And honestly, it's not about... It's actually a really solid Pango game. The only problem is Overgrowth could be a pain. But you care not so much about Primal. You can get rid of the refraction charge pretty quickly.
If the MP just... You allow him to dictate the play, he's going to take all our towers, you're going to have a hard time.
Do look at the bright side for Talon, though. We do have a Tia that's quite farmed in that mid lane. She's doing well, primal based as well. And it's not like TP has been stopped too much in terms of last hit. So this 1k difference comes just from good laning on Talon.
Yep. And so far, they're going to have to try to maintain the farm as much as they can and control the runes. You know, I think the runes are going to play a very, very crucial role in the rotations that the Pango wants to make. If the Pango can't make rotations because he can't take the rune, that will allow the TA and Terrorblade to farm a lot more in the game.
Oh, Jabba gonna say hi to Q.
We do 10 seconds, you mean? Yes.
10 seconds.
We do see that. The support's already coming in for that 15-minute rune. Let's see if they can find it here. And it's going to be Mikoto seemingly grabbing the bottom rune. That's going to be Illusion. Luckily, not the best rune at all, so it doesn't enable your rotation too much.
Yeah, it's not the best rune for TA, but it stops the Pango from getting a rune, because the rune is going to be much more useful on the Pango, so that's going to be much more important for that. And so right now, state of the game-wise, the Morphling is still farming.
The extra armor that you gain this game is going to be pretty big from the living armor.
And that's going to try to
especially because most of the damage from Liquid is physical. They do have a decent amount of magic though.
You know, try to set up a kill on the Terrorblade. So we'll see if they find any opportunity.
I mean, Zai's ulti can definitely shred the TB.
Oh, and in fact, it's going to be the TP who goes onto Zai. Once again, that TP, and the same thing they did earlier. Force the
Can Radiant Steel Triangle stack before Dire take it? It's Pango with an H Prophet ulti probably can, but that's the only way I see it. Unless you give a lot of time for the Morphling to just stand there. But I assume Jabs is probably going to be, or Makoto's going to take that Ancient / neutral creep cam stack. Yeah, he's just going to take that on the TA.
Like the Terrorblade is trying to push the wave out, and he's going to be jungling. If the Pango can actually
should be easy cleanup from Makoto, and that's a lot of farm going to the TA.
Right now, because Talon is being more greedy with the TA plus Terrorblade lineup, they are trying to just stack up cams, farm. So for if you're Liquid, you have to try to punish this. They see this. The Cloud was trying to steal some XP, but nothing more he can do to stop the farm from happening.
Yeah, Mikoto gets the stacks. He's currently leading net worth. Mikoto has been a pivotal part of this team during this whole tournament, so him getting a strong lead is always scary, regardless of what hero he's playing on.
Yep, Nisha is trying to make a rotation, but there's an observer wall on the high
and
ground, so
yeah,
they're fully aware of what's happening here. They have to try to maybe use TP scrolls to rotate or try to smoke around the map. If the game is static right now, it's not good for Liquid. You know,
Rubik in the mid is taking up some of the extra farm in the meantime.
The Kings of the late game, of course. As in the top lane, Nature's Grasp. They're going for Zai. This time no meta, though. And Zai knows he doesn't have to TP just yet. Bottom.
Look at that net worth, by the way, of Q on the Rubik.
The heroes are together, that's not going to happen.
MP is coming, Zai is here.
Okay.
Yes, the summons.
Q, you want to get vision him. Rocket Flare will guarantee that. Thunderstrike as well. Q, you're not going home alive, mate. Or maybe it's going to be Disruptor instead. Turning this around, they do have the Rolling Thunder. Q, healed by the Leechy, will barely live.
Oh,
Q's out.
Wow. Makoto needs help. Wow. Oh, actually,
I don't know.
Does he need help?
Enemy jabs. Mikoto wants to kill the imposter, the spy. Goodbye, Jebs.
Well done.
Okay, double kill for Talon, and they didn't even lose Q.
How does that work? How is the Rubik alive?
Yeah.
What level is that leech?
The TA's rotation there is key. You know, he's able to kill the Rubik. Kill the Disruptor, and that allowed the Rubik to survive there. Just very, very huge plays by TA. When you have a greedy draft, sometimes you have to give back to your team. You know, you can't just greed all the way, and that's really, really important for Talon that they actually save the Rubik and just continue to farm at the moment.
Right.
Actually, impressive the jabs didn't TP.
That's how his contribution is going to be. Yeah. He's going to show up, not going to show up to team fights early.
And TA has to be more of like the sacrificial hero, even though he has to farm a lot. He has to try to help his team as much as he can and try to allow the team.
Hakpo scored twice?
More of the map. And right now, they're
doing
a good job for that. You know, Liquid has to find a way to break this lock. You know, the game is in a state of a deadlock.
Q in the mid lane once again, but they've learned this Rubik is tankier than he seems. Yeah, Rocket Flare him all you want. His cape has so much armor. Bottom lane, they catch a Morphling. Wow. Another rotation from Mikoto.
That is actually, man, Mikoto is just winning the game for them at the moment. He's making all these rotations with TA with no blink, no dash or nothing, but he's just making the plays. This is just really, really, really good for Talon, you know. And mid lane, they're trying to get a trade-off here for Liquid, but the living armor and the glyph is just...
Does Hawk block?
A lot, you know. There are 4 heroes.
No, Hawk does not block Cam from spawning.
Meanwhile, Terrorblade is pushing the top tower. Talon's getting the bottom tower. This is a much better trade for Talon.
The top tower doesn't get quite destroyed, but bottom...
It shouldn't, at least. I assume it doesn't.
As Liquid, at least they open up the map
Would
a
be
little
kind
bit
of
with
OP.
This gives them more options here.
They have to try to invade the jungle. If this continues for another few minutes, this is not good for Liquid. You know, they have to try to stop the farm, the Ancients farming, the jungle farming. This Terrorblade is just getting away with way too much. You know.
And what's crazy is that despite the Terrorblade being perma-farming this whole game, hasn't really done much, it's Mikoto who's leading the net worth because of his rotations.
How?
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it?
I guess he gets 3 kills.
He has 3 kills, that's why. And one of them is on the Morphling. He's going for Desolator first as well, which will also improve his farm. Do you think for a mid-TA you still go for Deso Blink Dagger, or do you go for the carry TA build?
Oh, that's a good point. That was what I was expecting. You know, you have to go Blink, you have to try to play around your team first, and allow the Terrorblade to farm. But because maybe he's looking at the game and he's feeling like, I've already done a couple of moves with my team. We stabilize the game. Maybe I can be a bit more greedy. You know, maybe I can play a bit more for myself. You know, because I've already given something back to my team. And Oli at the moment is just trying to be the dead laner, you know. Like this Treant Protector.
This looks like
right
a
now,
farming. Oh no, it's a heavy farming game. Because Morph wants to get big, but TB on the NTA want to get big.
The towers.
It's kind of a weird one though. Because normally the Primal would be the one making the plays, and
they can actually win the game.
I mean, Mecha is really farmed on that Morphling.
Laner, what the importance of a 5 being able to take the dead lane is.
But once Mikoto gets his Deso, they can take Roche.
The farm that nobody is taking.
Yes.
You know,
he's the trash man.
He's the garbage collector, and then he's keeping the towers alive with the living armor. He's just very annoying. He forces your carries in a very bad position in the team fights because you don't want to pop BKB early. Then he just cancels your BKB with the overgrowth. So that's very very annoying for the carries.
Wow.
And it allows his own carry to just scale better in the game with the living armor. So this hero is just.
So I actually TP's in
you know.
to place a sentry and then TP out.
Don't you think it's wild how much the tournament has been let out for Talon, who's a team that specializes in
That's
utilizing his style?
There's just way too many
really
heroes
trying your best to
you
counter.
want to ban in the initial phase, you know, like the Tiny is one of them, and you have all this Lina, Nature's Prophet, the Brood Mother, so you have to pick your poison, you know, and the Treant Protector is the poison that Liquid chooses to let go. And so far, Liquid has been, I mean, they're doing okay, you know. I feel like they have to try to figure out how to break apart the deadlock that Talon has right now. The grip they have in this game if farming at least 50%.
Makoto would be a nice kill, but he's a bit far away. He's done with the Deso. That's kind of scary.
They're chopping out all the side lanes. They're doing a really good job in that, and Liquid has to find an answer to this, you know. They're building onto an Aghanim, so on the Nature's Prophet, perhaps that could be a key to the next fight that they are planning to take. But so far, very quiet on Nisha. You know, I've been expecting the Pango to do a lot more. And bot lane.
Yeah, there's going to be Q who uses the Pango skill against him now. He got Insania's glimpse, and Q will be the real Pangolier in this game, Winter. He's doing a lot more.
Yeah, that is very worrisome if you're Liquid, and it might have something to do with maybe the runes. They're not securing the earlier runes. That's why the Pango doesn't see any opportunities to move. But so far, he has an Arcane Rune in his bottle. They're going to pop a smoke. Something has to happen for Liquid right now.
Who's the favorite for the series? Normally it's Liquid, but with no Boxy, I don't know. I think it would be Talon without Boxy. But normally it would be Liquid by far.
The Liquid jabs, mind you.
Oh.
Gets a hook shot. That's going to work for now. It's Rolling Thunder as well, but where's the damage coming from?
Nice
Overgrowth just stops both, and it's now time Mikoto starts to hit. But Mikoto got disintegrated by the Morphling. Ceases to exist.
Oh, the glimpse.
Ignore the Primal Beast with a glimpse. And Talon, who thought they could take this, were proven wrong.
Yeah, the glimpse was very, very crucial there. Maybe if Primal Beast is still there in the fight, they might have been able to hold their ground, but no. Just really, really good plays there by Liquid.
I just want to point out the coordination of calculating exactly when Refraction will time out to waveform Wrath of Nature at the same time. I mean, I don't know if they were looking at the Wrath of Nature, listening to it in the map, but that was impressive.
Yeah, these guys are that good at Dota. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if everything was calculated. So that's what Liquid needed, a successful rotation by Pango, and now he has another rune, Haste Rune. So he's going to be trying to play more aggressive with this Haste Rune, and that's going to be key for Liquid again to pressure the map.
This kill, big deal. They have a Desolator on Mikoto now, which you saw earlier in that fight.
Oh,
now so 2 charges. Insania. No. Nisha setting up the Rolling Thunder. There's Static Storm as well. Insania will die, and the glimpse doesn't work in Nisha's favor. Seems like Nisha is gonna retreat now. A couple more hits, that's it. But Javs just calculating the onslaught. He realizes a bit too dangerous. There is a haste on Nisha after all.
Yep, they have to wait for their spells again. Disruptor ulti expanded, roll expanded. Try to wait for those spells to come off cooldown again and try to make a play. If they can get a kill again, I feel like they could be in a position to take Roche. It's similar to the last game. They're morphling their Nature's Prophet. They should be able to secure Roche if they get a big pickup with the next move.
So you can see there actually, I didn't really notice it was out of mana, which is why the reflection didn't even come out at all. But the timing of the wave from Breath of Nature, perfect.
Yep. And Talon Jabs has his BKB up right now, so that's a huge pickup for the Dire team at the moment. TA is going to have his Blink, so that's going to be huge as well. Blink plus Desolator timing. It seems like Talon's going to try to make something happen with this Blink plus BKB on Primal Beast.
We'll see Nisha. Okay, one glimpse to set Q apart, but they don't know how far he went actually. And they do have vision around this area, which is why Nisha was maybe in trouble. Gets the rune. As we're talking about now, Pango's starting to get those runes and they're starting to open up the map much more.
Yep. And right now, Aghanims is going to be arriving for Nature's Prophet. So I feel like both teams are kind of feeling that they have the upper hand right now with the last couple of items, and we shall see who gets the upper hand in the initiations.
Jabs wants to get Mickey. Okay, they do have the time
Okay,
to
going
well.
in.
But Static Storm by counter initiating. And
BKB
Jabs
popped.
the BKB. He wants to get at least one kill. He's going to have to settle for the support right now.
They're not killing the morphing now.
Jabs kills Jabs. Brother on brother fight as the Rolling Thunder from Nisha sets up perhaps on Mikoto. Overgrowth as well to stop the spike.
Oh, that Overgrowth, the Zai ult.
Overgrowth, but global. That kills Mikoto. Now Q in trouble.
In comes 23.
Pushes him forward, and he's going to die too. Poor Ollie stuck in the tree, starts to get away, but the leech is not enough healing. And his poor Jabs with 23 Savage left alone. They glimpse back DB. Now in the wrong position. No mana. He's dead. Jabs also out of mana. There's no onslaught. The Fusel Blade is destroying this team. They can't use their spells. They can't hide in the trees. It's only a matter of time until the team wipe happens.
Talon thinks they're strong, but apparently not. Liquid is stronger. They lost all their cores. This is a really, really big blow for Talon. They have to realize, all right, time to go to farm, split the map. We are not going to be able to clash head-on against Liquid. Right now, we have to try to take the game slow, you know. Go back to what they've been doing. Take everything slow, try to delay the game. Try to slow the game down.
Okay. How do they do that? What's the options to slow the game down?
They have
Cut lanes?
Yeah, they have to try to play with the map, push out the waves as much as they can with the TA traps, with the Terrapin illusions.
I don't know, it's playing slow, but they don't have many resources yet on Liquid. Jabs, however, Liquid Jabs does have a hook shot.
Nice one, Arvo. Nice one.
What?
I thought you were trying to play with the words.
Liquid Jabs?
Yeah.
No. Oh, no. I'm just trying to figure out who's who. That's the hardest part. The worst part is they also look very similar, right? So it's kind of difficult to tell them apart in the player camps too. In the lobby, I don't know if I can reveal this, but they put themselves in the wrong slots.
Intentionally.
Yeah, they're playing around. They enjoy this. He did say in a tweet he was very excited about playing against
Oh,
Jabs.
my mouse died.
Jabs, that is.
Now you're getting me confused. So they realize there's an observer ward there, so Ollie's going to quickly deward that. And they have to try to slow down the game, push out the waves, make sure that they have time to get this BKB on TA, like the TA and the Terrapin.
Q. Do they glimpse him? I mean, they have vision of him currently. Q is just standing his ground because they don't want to get glimpsed back too far.
I mean, he has strength morph, so he's pretty tanky.
Okay. No armor though. One armor now.
I have Trian on my team. I don't need armor.
This is the final. I assume the venue is relatively filled.
Yeah,
I think so as well. It's not the final. It's the lower bracket final. There's still a grand final.
Once again, stopping this roll. Mikoto starts to hit, but Mikoto gets stunned immediately.
And that's good enough for Talon. That's another couple of minutes for the Terrorblade to farm.
Okay.
He needs to get to the stage where they have BKB on Terrorblade and they have BKB on Templar Assassin. Like both of the heroes need their BKBs. And so far, they are still pretty far away from a BKB on TA. He's trying to get a shot before he gets BKB. Okay, so he's trying to, he thinks that there won't be enough time for him to get BKB. He wants to get as many items as possible to fight, so the Terrorblade can farm. Interesting. We'll see whether it pays out for them. And Insania now trying to invade the triangle with Nisha once again.
Ollie. Yeah, they just hug onto the few trees he has left. Luckily they don't see him despite the fact they have a sentry there because he's just too far away from vision. It is nighttime as well. Hookshot though, Nisha onto Mikoto. This will be a huge kill if they can get across to the Ogre. Gets vision constantly, and that's going to kill two. Mikoto, from the great start he had, is starting to be hunted down now, Winter.
Yeah, I feel like Oli has to try to play more greedy, you know. He has to try to shove off the lanes as much as he can, you know. I feel like at the moment he's mostly trying to break smokes and trying to protect the course, but it's not doing enough. They need to get the map and try to force Liquid to deal with the lanes. If Liquid is forced to deal with the lanes, then the Terrabit is going to have a lot of time to farm. But right now, that's not happening, you know, and Liquid gains another objective to secure the Roche. This Skadi on the morphing is going to be very, very huge. It's going to mean that the TA is not going to be able to play the team fights. This is going to be hard for the TA. I mean, Liquid is going to want to pressure even more after they get the Skadi. But with the Aegis at the moment, they should be able to secure more towers.
Now he finally got a TB BKB. It's all in on the TB, it seems like, this game, as he's also going to build a Scotty right afterwards, but they know they need him now.
It's not enough.
It's always been the squishy. TA, yeah, if you go through refraction charges, TA is very squishy. Normally the refraction charges is a way to keep yourselves alive, but they currently don't have a way to keep themselves alive with that.
TP out as long as the hook shot is used. But apart from that, I don't see them using the BKB to fight.
See a couple TPs to the mid lane. As in the top lane, Liquid is pushing this tier 2.
They're smoking to try and take the fight. Oh my god.
Will they actually get the right angle here? Is Mickey, who seemingly is left alone, but doesn't have an Aegis. There's a second life just in case. Wait for him. Oh, Onslaught still catches him. But there's no pulverize, and they force the BKB. Now the pulverize works well. Cancel with a hook shot.
Going in. Oh, big kill if they can get it. Aegis popped.
Zai's being chased up in Mikoto in the backlines, but Jabs comes in to help him. And Mikoto, a nuisance, playing around the Clover Cogs, will finally get the kill he's looking for on Jabs. They did leave their carry behind, though. What's their plan? Glimpse won't help them.
Mickey on the run.
Wait for him in 4 more seconds. He has a Pango nearby. Swashbuckle to annoy them. There's the waveform they were looking for. Another trap to silence him, another trap to slow him. And the onslaught catches up to him as well. Mickey,
oh, the smack. Root. They kill him.
He's not going home today.
Oh my god, Jabs. He just doesn't give up, you know. He knows that he has the ability to run him down, get the most important kill they can get in the game, you know. That's the morphing.
The Lima, Peru, fucking llama going nutty.
I totally did not expect Talon to be able to take that fight. I thought they were actually crazy running into that Aegis morphing, you know. But they proved me wrong. They knew that their timing's much better.
Yep. There's a smoke, though, from Liquid, so they now believe that they're actually...
What does Ga mean? It's just like cheering. Ga! Like, yeah! But then the South American cheer.
Shadow Amulet not going to work, my friend. But maybe with a force there?
That's a dieback. 60 seconds on the sidelines. What can Liquid do right now? Can they actually claim more of the map?
Shivas on Pango will be a nice one.
Here for them. They want... they're desperate to get more on the map right now.
Right. Mickey is going to split away
Scotty
from
on
like
TB will be a big one. How far is he?
As soon as possible, get it
yeah.
before the TB.
I mean, both of them need a Scotty, but I actually don't know if...
Pango got an issue with him with Jabs. The hook shot gets blocked by his own teammates, and the second Jabs is now killed by the first Jabs. The bigger Jabs eats the smaller Jabs, Winter.
Yeah, Talon is absolutely doing it right now. They've totally swinged the game around for the last 2 minutes. And right now, I feel like Talon's already starting to be in control of the game. You know,
holy shit, Manchester United is getting fucked up.
But it doesn't feel like Liquid's game anymore. It feels like the Terrabit and CA cores, they have arrived.
Oh, another onslaught. Not stopped by... Oh, what a great kinetic field there.
Yeah, saving his life for sure. But Talon get the bigger objective. They got the mid tier 1 tower. They're going back to farm. And yeah, Talon is extremely happy with what has happened for the last couple of minutes. And Liquid has to try to find a solution. Skadi is one of the items that they desperately need on the morphling.
The second jab.
Building into the Shiva's God. That's going to be
such a close game
against the Tia and the Talbot in the team fight. But they have to figure out ways to deal with this overwhelming team fight that Talon has right now.
Yeah, we did talk about Jabs and how he was going to pop up in the early game. Popped up a little bit later than expected, but his team fights now have been spectacular. And we also saw the impact of the Blink Dagger on TA.
Can they get it done, though? That's the big question, guys. Can Talon make the turnaround play happen this game?
By the TA, he has to try to
Talon, Pantalon. Do we believe?
Ollie is keeping him in check right now. He did check for sentries, which is why he dropped
How
himself.
Kuman is it players
Can he catch up?
Common
No.
is a place to have the same name. It's not that
Okay, we have
common because
hands up
normally
actually on the MP now
you've
after
got
the
some
X.
similar ones like
Yeah, that's gonna be
because
very
this
good
is
against
jabs
the
with
PA and
double
Tarabay.
B
That's a
versus
pretty
jabs
good
with
item
single
overall.
B. That's kind of going on.
If you can get it
But
off
most of the
TP on
time,
TP
you don't
before
want
they
to
pop,
be
their BKBs.
having the same name as an
No BKB
existing
on
player.
TA, but soon to come.
Yeah.
300 gold left.
It's a bit more. They need a bit more time before the second rush spawns, so that's that. I feel like Liquid. If I'm Liquid, I don't really feel that confident taking a fight as of right now. I have to try to stabilize the game, try to get my next set of items. Maybe try to at least wait for the Shivas on Pango. I think that could be a huge item in the team fights. And we need the
Miracle
need to get
versus
more
Miracle,
items to
for
do damage in the team
instance,
fights.
is
I feel like the Morphling alone is not going to
probably
be
the most
enough.
famous one.
The Nature's Prophet, he has to be contributing
Nisha and
damage in
Misha,
the team fights. And bot lane,
same.
he's going to TP down here.
Ollie in the trees. They don't know of his
Sentry?
existence
Oh,
though.
no sentries. They
Just
don't have
walk
sentries.
around.
Oh, no.
Ollie, he's done these before. We saw what happened here against Shopify, against Entity. Whistle away. Ollie doesn't care.
Shadow Amulet plus Invis Strain.
QTPs, but Ollie will stay here in the safety of the Grove.
Man, that's going to buy Talon even more time. Like, everybody's down here for Liquid. Oh my god. And they see it, the Observer in the jungle there. They saw a couple of heroes in the jungle, so immediately Jabs on Talon recognizes that he's allowed to farm and shove out the wave, so he immediately gets 2 waves out. And yeah, and the map is back to 50-50 again. You're going to have to pay a lot of attention towards this map, you know, like how much of the map can Talon maintain while dragging the game, while allowing the Terrorblade to scale and farm and finish his Skadi.
He's already halfway there with the first ultimate orb, and now enough gold for the point booster.
Talon is coming in with the BKB on TA. They want to try to get a pick off here. There's a ward on the high ground.
Mickey, there would be a perfect pick-off, a Mickey harder pick-off.
Oh!
And they just annoy him a little bit, glimpsing back Makoto. He has a haste.
Static Storm's on cooldown
He
now.
have to pop the BKB. That's such a good thing for Talon. They forced out the Disruptor ulti, and they didn't need to use the BKB on TA.
They also forced out the replicate. If they just ignore the Morphling for a while, they could play without a replicate here in this fight. Yep. And if I-23 Savage knows this, and make the call to just try to re-engage, stay close to the enemy, make sure, and you can always go on them.
They have to be careful not to lose the gem, you know. Nisha has a gem right now. If they lose the gem against this Trian, that's going to be a huge disaster for Team Liquid.
Tabs has a gem himself as well, so they're also trying to get some map control here. And now mid lane goes Mickey. Now no replicate, no Static Storm, but Mickey is playing on the left side. Harder to initiate onto him. They're going to steal the waveform alone. Or the, Anthem Strike. Yeah.
Quite early gem on both sides. Yeah, one side has an invis something.
Now right, it's true, he went full strength, I forgot.
It's actually
so it's kind of annoying.
2.5 second stun.
That's right actually pretty legit. Yeah, you're right.
Okay,
I mean, to be fair, they have 2 invises even.
Will Talon win another fight with this smoke back towards their jungle? Terrorblade's pushing bot. He's showing the enemy that he's there. But does Liquid know the smoke is coming? He's going to TP on the Terrorblade now. Who is going to get the jump right now? Insania.
Well, it's going to be on Insania. They want to get rid of the Disruptor. Hookshot cancels the snow, but Insania has died. That's one dead, though. They need a core. And the retreat is quick from Liquid. They're not going to lose
the rest of the team is out.
The cores very, very fast, those TPs.
Yeah, very, very clean escape there from Liquid, just losing the support, so not the worst for them. They were able to secure the tower, but at the same time, Talon also secured the tier 2.
Oh, the double damage, gotta be careful, Nisha. Rolls up into a ball, Swashbuckle, he's fine. He already used the blink to go up to the high ground.
He has the plate mail, so he is fine. He has a lot of armor.
Oh, good call, yeah, the plate mail's actually helping him a lot there.
Now he has the Shiva, so that's gonna have a very, very huge impact in the team fights to mitigate the physical damage from TA.
Makoto's going scythe.
So we'll see.
That's actually a pretty big one. Does he already have shard? I didn't pay attention to it.
Is spawning in 2 minutes, so that's
Makoto already has shard. That's such a good one. Q probably should get his shard as well, because if he... Is there a good spell steal with shard?
Try to shove out the waves as much as they can before they
not really, right?
And it seems like Talon's winning that wave better right now. They have the wave at top lane, close to the tier 2 tower.
Not really.
And bot lane, we have some illusions pushing out.
Savage. The high ground, Rolling Thunder will surprise him. No, it's actually for the Rubik. They're going for Q first. Got the Glimmer Cape off, however.
Q's dead.
It's not going to save him against the Morphling. Heaven's Halberd stops 23 Savage from hitting Mickey
He's
anymore.
so tanky.
He's just going to tank through this, but
Oh.
right now they finally got the damage from Talon they were looking for. The glimpse will cancel his final base. Static Storm as well. They walk right into it with a BKB.
23 going for a fight, but they're backing off.
Want to hit. Finally, they get a target. It's going to be the Clockwork. Jabs dies.
Oh, buyback. They want to fight. No
They do
BKBs.
want to fight. Has heard the curse of the old growth to get some vision. Ollie in the trees.
Glimpse.
Glimpse someone back. It's going to be the TA. That's perfect. Mikoto will die. He can't even hit back.
He has no mana to pop BKB. That's why he died.
Oh, wow.
50 mana shot. That is a huge kill.
Is there a limit on TA traps? They're everywhere. Yeah, I think it's like 11 or 12. Like, I think it's base 8.
Pretty lucky that they still
Max
have,
traps
the
is
Roshan
11,
mana going. If the
okay?
Roshan
And then
spawns
you
right
also
now,
have the
that's so
shard,
bad
which
for Talon. And Liquid has to try
you
to
get more
play
trap
the
count
once
if
again
you
get
have.
the waves out.
I don't know how
Try
many
to
more
create
you get.
another
I think you get like
opportunity
3
to
more
smoke, to
traps that
fight.
you can place.
And we've seen in the previous engagement how tanky Pango is right now. They don't have enough physical damage to get through the shield crash and the Shivas.
Liquid ain't taking that much damage. And Talon is very reliant on cooldowns. No meta for 60 seconds.
Yeah, and Clockwork as well in the previous fight, he was able to stop the pulverize onto the Morphling, allowing Morphling to escape. That was also really, really crucial. Now Roshan is spawning. Both teams, I'm sure they are aware of the Roshan. And
Of course.
will we see a Mexican standoff or will we see a bloodbath here at the Roche Pit?
No, Talon, they're smoking, but they're in the low ground, man. Doesn't seem like a standoff just yet.
Isn't
For
the
now,
Mexican
they realize
standoff when
it
it's
is
between
way
3
too
people?
hasty. It is in C.
No, it's there.
Let's play with patience.
You guys that are
Liquid
sounding
controls
like
the high
this,
ground
like.
too.
Liquid has the map as well. Look at the waves. They're all pushed towards Talon's side of the map. They have to send somebody to deal with it.
Liverpool is 5-0 against Manchester United right
waiting for
now.
somebody to show on the top lane or the bottom lane before they proceed. This is a very, very good textbook play here from Liquid.
Talon.
Yeah, the
Of course, they know
Spider-Man
where
meme,
Liquid
pretty
is, but they
much.
just can't engage. They have no
Seems like
options
a
here.
good
They
Mexican.
don't really want to give up anyone that pushed the bottom lane, but soon they'll have to.
They have to send illusions on the Triad to deal with the waves.
Okay, the crowd just did a wave, much like the waves, and they're congratulating themselves. Good set of self-esteem for them. Much like right now, Talon will have to send someone down bottom to deal with a
They
wave.
see a hero top, immediately go into the Roche Pit. Jabs has to run back towards the Roche Pit if they want to be able to contest here. They have to go quickly.
Okay, Mikoto
Mikoto?
stop on the roof.
Shiva.
He still has the BKB, is forced to use it
Nice,
immediately.
They forced the BKB.
Nate's
That's so
Prophet's
huge for
ulti
Liquid
got
right now.
stolen by Rubik.
Very nicely done. Not overcommitting for the Roshan, but they're doing enough just to force Talon to try to come over to have a peek and then forcing the BKB out.
And they
then
also
going
got
back into Roshan.
They just got Replicate, which means now they have Meld, more minus armor for Roche. It falls even quicker.
Yeah, that's true.
They played this perfectly now, and Liquid will get the Roche. Not much. Well, maybe Savage activates BKB, wants to hit the Pango
Oh,
first.
he's running in
Walking
the
into
Roche.
the pit, but it's not too late. Jabs versus Stealing doesn't snatch it in time. Jabs hits the Morphling out of
Hook
anger.
shot.
Cancelled by the hook shot. Jabs BKB about to run out, but the Overgrowth does not the Morphling for a second there. Keeps on hitting soon.
Disarm on
Mickey will just
23.
get rid of the enemy offlaner. Now he's fighting inside his own Static Storm. As
Oh, the
Static
4-star from Insania!
He gets
The
pushed back,
fucking
however,
whatever it's
and now
called.
They have to retreat. They realize Zai is out. Sunder on a really low HP target gets stuck with a roll-up. Trying to get away with Rush Buckle. Will do so, but not in time. Reflection kills him as Savage dies. Ultra kill from Mickey. Morphling unstoppable right now.
There's one more hero, Mikoto. He has a
Mikoto.
DD, but he's stuck here.
He has no mana anymore, but doesn't have enough for a
Glimpse.
Vision.
Just off cooldown. Who's going to give the vision? He's a little bit too late. Has traps. Mikoto. He should be
he's
fine.
giving the vision.
They're committing.
Sprout.
There's the MP. Someone catch him. Okay, that's the glimpse. He's out of range.
Oh my god.
Let him go.
That he
That
gets
let him
out
go.
of range there.
That was so close. But Mickey there on the team fight, asserting his dominance on 23 Savage just terribly, you know. He just couldn't fight him. He ran out of juice, you know. After the BKB ends, the Morphling just reigns supreme over the Terrorblade with the magical damage that he can dish out onto the Terrorblade. But in the fight, you know, Insania just saving the Nature's Prophet. I'm not sure if you caught it. He was able to use his Psychic Headband, push.
Yeah, I told
Push
you
the
pushed
Terror
it back. Yeah,
back, and
that was incredible.
Before that, they got the disarm with the Halberd onto the Terrorblade. Like, he was just standing there for 5-6 seconds doing nothing.
That was such a heads-up play. I think we'll see it now here.
Yeah.
So he walks into the pit. You know, right now nothing much is happening, to be
Yeah,
honest.
he's trying to go on the NP.
Guys, hook shot canceled.
No target. You know, he can't see a target for him, but he gets disarmed here.
Yeah, look at 23. Look how close he was at killing Zai.
Psychic headband in a second.
And then
Yep.
Nisha
Very
pushes
nicely
him
done.
back.
There's all the
Sprout
small
in front,
little plays here
can't
that
reach
Liquid
him.
That
just-
sprout was so on point as well.
MP going Maelstrom instead of Atos
And even
upgrade.
a
Why?
roll-up stun to stop
You mean
23
Mjolnir?
Savage.
Did he go Mjolnir?
Even if Nisha dies in exchange for 23 Savage, that's more than worth it.
Just some good old Dota we're seeing here from Liquid, you know, just perfect execution in the team fights, getting all the small
Didn't he get
details
Gleipnir?
correctly.
Oh no, you get when Mjolnir.
And
Why
yeah,
the
they
fuck
have
did
a
he go
4K lane now
Mjolnir?
thanks to that.
I don't know.
Daedalus is the next thing on the menu for Morphling.
Okay, interesting. What's Daedalus?
He feels like he needs to do a lot more damage in the team fights. He's not killing the Terrorblades fast enough, you know.
Jabs did take, the Thai Jabs, mind you, did take a surprisingly long amount of time to die. And, you know, Morphle doesn't care about that BKB.
Yeah, he wants to be able to kill as many heroes as he can in a short period of time. Once he waves in, he wants to burst heroes down. That's why he's going for this build. And he has the Aegis now, so he doesn't really feel like he needs to get the BKB yet. So he might not even get BKB this game. Maybe he feels like he can play the team.
Talon's in trouble.
He just needs to wait for
Liquid
Nisha
might
to
just
create
make
a
it
lot
to
of
the
chaos
grand
in the team
finals.
fight. Roll in, pop his Shivas, and then he acquires his target and just go in, burst somebody, and rinse, repeat, you know.
Especially if Nisha is forcing the overgrowth for his Rolling Thunder, right? You seem to have a lot of freedom once that is forced.
And then Clockwork on Jabba as well. He's been doing a really good job stopping the Pulverize in all of the team fights, ensuring that Morphling is able to dish out damage without being controlled in the team fight. So props to the Clockwork as well for being able to do that every single fight.
Oh, Curse of the Overgrowth on bottom. I don't know if that gave vision of Ollie. It seems like not. Just out of range there. But a tower will fall down bottom. Liquid taking the last tier 2.
Yeah, this is looking pretty dangerous, pretty scary for Talon right now. Like the Terrorblade needs, I feel like he needs one more item, you know. Morphling has Butterfly, so
He's got Daedalus, but yeah, he needs MKB
right
next.
Now, Morphling has the edge with the Butterfly. Yeah, going high ground, Arbor.
And they have an Aegis.
Looking good.
Living armor is going to help this tower. Is a little bit of this onslaught. Jabs. Oh, he grabs him. That's a good pulverize. He's going to die. Saved by Nisha for now. Telekinesis catches him. But Mika has a waveform. Gets away. And Cogs pushes back this TB. They know he's not Sunder. They're going to respect turn 3 Savage right now.
Yeah, but they force out meta.
Go down and let the Morphling heal and come back again. But fortunately, Aegis is expiring in 45 seconds. So Talon is going to have to not worry about
They need
that,
to
but
get
they
the
did lose
silence
their high
on the
ground tower
Morphling or Scythe. I think
So at the moment,
how close is
they have to
Makota
try
to
to
Scythe?
once again
Yeah,
shuffle
with
the waves,
Scythe,
try to
they
avoid
can
fighting
burst
until
more. Because when you're
27
Scythe,
has
you
this
are
as
silenced as well,
again,
so you
know.
cannot
Right now, he's
shift
just not gonna be able to output
attributes.
as much damage as he normally can when he has meta.
Which
Yeah,
you normally
and
would
Liquid
be
understands
with
that, you know.
the
Even though
Aghanim
maybe
Shard.
without the Aegis, they should still push the high ground because they are way stronger with the butterfly timing.
Right. And on top of that, like you said, the melee Terrorblade, not only is he not going to output so much damage, but he just can't get in the middle of a fight.
Yeah.
He's going to get perma-stunned by the Pango.
As Liquid gonna try to force the high ground again here. Are they waiting for any items? They might be waiting for the BKB on the Morphling. He's gonna have the BKB soon, but if he waits for the BKB, Terrorblade is gonna have his meta up again as well.
What's the value? Okay, we talked about it. Value the BKB. He didn't value it super highly, but into the late game, what's he stopping here?
I feel like the BKB is mostly used to dispel the root from the Treant, because if you don't have the BKB, like the Treant can just do whatever he wants. You know, he waits for you to pop the Manta and he's just gonna root you. But right now you have two ways of dispelling it, so it's gonna make it harder for the Treant to play in the team fights. So I guess that's the primary reason for going back for the BKB right now.
Okay. We also have a Hex now on Jabs, the Thai one. He, yeah, look, this Hex will also be stopped by the BKB. It's important, but there are no link-ins, no Lotus Orbs, nothing in like that. So it could be a little bit of an issue for the Morphling particularly. Could get surprised if he doesn't reveal that Hex.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's a huge item actually to get undiscovered. Maybe they check this inventory now.
Trivia, morph into TB, use
so
third
far,
skill,
Liquid has
morph
been doing a
and
really good
CD
job
over,
protecting the
morph
Morphling
into
in the
TB
fights,
again,
even
his
though
third
he
skill
didn't
still
go
on
BKB
cooldown.
for like 40 minutes. I feel like the Clover especially has been doing a really good job. And
Yes?
the Pango,
I think?
achieving
I actually don't know.
Morphling in the team fight, so even though Morphling doesn't have a BKB, it's very difficult for Talon to find an opening to go onto the Morphling.
Even Insania as well, right, with the Psychic Headband earlier. Like,
Yeah.
you have everything. There is an MKB now, by the way, for the Terrorblade. Does this equalize the matchup now, finally? You lost your edge?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess the Terrorblade has a lot more damage potential on the Morphling right now. They should try to use this timing to take them by surprise. I'm not very sure if Liquid knows about the MKB, so this could be a really good time for them to start a fight and get a pick off on a key target.
Okay, they're controlling, they're putting a ward up here, just deep ward in the enemy.
Yeah, Liquid is so disciplined, you know, as a team. You know, they're not trying to do anything too risky. They are 6k ahead, but they are just trying to take things very slowly, play the map. They're always very good at shuffling out the waves and forcing, right now they're just forcing once again. Zai is forcing the bot lane, so once again, one hero shows bottom to take the wave, Liquid's gonna do something. They're gonna try to wait for somebody to show on the map, but Talon does not want to show. They're smoked again.
Yeah, second smoke by them. They already went to the mid lane. The smoke comes from the mid lane. Could it surprise the right target? Nisha. It's kind of vulnerable. They catch him fast enough.
Oh, he can't get the blink hex.
Can't. Those illusions surprisingly block him. And now Nisha's in. He does get hexed, but there's a shield crash buff. So he's not going to be killed.
Oh, Jabs.
Poor Jabs might just die. He's forced to activate the BKB. Nisha, though, hunting him down. We're rolling Thunder. We do see a glimpse, but it's going to be stopped by a BKB from Mikoto.
Oh,
they forced 2 BKBs.
Rolling Thunder stolen, though.
What can they do with this? Can they force the high ground?
They stole Rolling Thunder, though. That's a pretty big steal.
Yep. That will allow them to maybe defend off the high ground.
Because you can cast your spells and stuff during Rolling Thunder, so it could be a pretty nasty combination.
They're coming back to check. They're just taking things one step at a time, not giving Talon any room, to come back into the game.
Late Roche.
Talon has to try to find a way, The last fight, I feel like, if they actually they didn't lose the vision and they got the jump, they might have been able to win that fight if they get the blink plus hex jump.
It's crazy that the illusions would stop the Primal Beast, right? But they were well positioned in the trees, broke the smoke, illusions.
He's got Scythe.
That's pretty hard. I feel like maybe they have to let the Trian.
He's got an MKB, so he actually can do now pretty significant damage if he gets the right click. He probably needs to have like a Swift Link or something.
We just got a Tome of Experience, by the way, for Mickey. They should be enough for level 25.
Aeon Disc for Nisha, most certainly.
A pretty huge power spike, so it allows the morphing to
I think especially the Zai Nate's Prophet's going to be the biggest problem in team fights.
Okay. Rolling Thunder from the Rubik. Blocker does not like this. He's going to die as a result.
He has buyback if he wants to.
Mickey, he's like, okay, I'll kill you. Activates the BKB, but Q, he's invisible. They have no vision of him. Frostbolt doesn't get him. Morphling would just finish him off with auto attacks.
This might be the chance for Talon.
No BKB
on Mickey.
Oh, he tried to Manta dodge. It didn't work. Savage is forced out.
Yeah, but once again, Zai is just applying so much pressure on his Nature's Prophet, Even though they lost a hero, but you're losing the map as Talon, So every time...
Oh, he went for the 35 strength, actually.
Oh, he went for the strength.
Oh, okay.
So I guess he just wants to tank up. He doesn't want to get bursted down in the team fights. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty reasonable as well,
2800 HP with 50 armor does sound a little bit ridiculous.
Yep, but Roche is going to spawn in 20 seconds. That is once again going to be the story of the game. Who is going to be able to secure the Roshan? There's a trap, so Talon's going to know once Roshan is up. Liquid just launch a rocket from the clockwork into the Roche pit. So
Rubik roll looks funny. Yeah, it's the Rubik roll with the shard, with the Arcana. And you turn into everything. All of his spells turn into green squares, which is kind of wacky.
That was an interesting stat.
Oh, Roche is respawned.
Terrible MP player. 20 minutes long. Huh.
Primal Refresher would be nice.
BKB can sometimes turn the tide of the battle. So yeah, he doesn't want to get burst. I think the main thing is he doesn't want to get burst by the Primal if he gets caught. So a BKB will allow him to survive that and just output damage, Because I feel like in some of the fights, morphing alone is not doing enough damage. They need the Nature's Prophet to be also standing there, dishing out.
God, this game is so freaking close.
So the BKB is going to allow the Prophet to do that. But the last couple of minutes, the Prophet has just been speed pushing, pressuring the map, making sure that the Terrible Illusions are not getting the waves out, giving Liquid a very, very big advantage in terms of map control and securing the Roshan.
We do have a Basher just picked up, by the way, on Nisha. And they're going to smoke on this timing. There's a good way to control
the BKBs.
Heroic
is coming back against Mouse.
Talon has a high ground ward here, They're just waiting on the high ground. This is the right play for them. Just not trying to take anything too risky. Playing safe.
Talon really holding on to the high ground is the right
The whistling coming in.
The patient
NP is going to force them to go back to the base with this push about. Liquid is just doing all the right things here. They have to TP, they don't have a choice.
Oh, once they TP, maybe they can go into the high ground once they see jabs.
Roche, they're going to think about Roche. Talon lost their position.
Now Liquid, where do they go? They're going to go to the high ground. There we go. Mikoto, he's alone. They see him. Okay, they caught him with telekinesis just in time, but Glimpse will send him back BKBs. He's fine.
Is that Roche right now for Liquid, since you see TA not having his BKB up?
Yes,
that's a big thing.
This Roche carries an axe as well.
I feel like Talon has to fight regardless. They can't give this Roche. With or without the BKB, they have to try to fight the Roche.
Okay, that's what they're going to do. They're converging.
They're going for Roche.
They have Metamorphosis jabs. It's invisible as well. Oh, they got caught. There was a sentry nearby.
Shivas
just stops him. Shivas as well. Pango, telekinesis. The damage.
Ollie's just blown up.
On this just in time. Now the more
Terrible,
flame.
he beats it.
Mickey?
Stops him.
Oh! The Manta dodge! Oh!
He doesn't die. Mickey, the machine, kills Terror.
What?
Oh my
Lift your
god.
arms, Mickey.
They were so close to killing Mickey. One
What?
more spell, one more damage, they would have actually been able to take him down and win the team fight. And right now, Liquid just in full control of this game. They don't have buybacks on Terrorblade, they don't have buyback on Rubik. Oli already used his buyback Talon. This is not looking good for them.
Playing so well right now, Liquid. They know, even in a situation where the enemy team had the high gun control, they bait him out with bottom play. Look at this. They knew they could just do this.
Liquid is just too strong, you know.
The Aeon Descampango
Dude,
was so
how
meaningful
does
there.
Mickey-
What a hookshot cancel as well.
Buyback on TA.
Dude, how
Talon
does
is on
Mickey
the
not
last
die
pitch right
there?
now. What can they do? Can they hold a miracle base defense here, Alvo?
How does Mickey not die there? Like, if he
We'll
dies,
I don't think so, but we'll
he'd be
see.
just...
If there's a
I mean, he
build
probably
that
doesn't survive because he doesn't have a
Exactly.
static anyway.
That's the C-way, my friend. They
But
have 26 seconds until
That
23 Savage
was...
is back.
That was nuts.
They have no more glyphs, though.
That was one
Not gonna
attack
get it again.
away from
That living armor keeps the Rex alive.
a
for another
turnaround
second.
potential
They can only defend
play.
the last Rex.
They have to commit to this. 12 more seconds. TV's back. Does TV
Who got
come
the
back
free
with Lima?
ads?
He does
Pango?
not. He has Demon Seal, at least. There we go. That's his new meta.
Go in and tank.
Hex. He has Aegis, though. They can't commit to Mickey. They have to poke and prod at him. They used to have
There's
Sword
no
Blink
meta.
on
I mean,
Terrorblade.
they're gonna need some amazing Thunder plays to win the fight.
Yeah. Okay, Demon Seal, I saw it. Swift Blink as well. And the reflection does hurt
Wow.
Mickey a lot.
Liquid is so disciplined, they're gonna back off, try to shove the waves again, reset, wait for the next set of items. Just giving Talon no chance at all.
AC for the Nature's Prophet as well.
Oh, that's huge. That's why they were waiting. This is a huge item against the Terrorblade and the TA.
Stops most of the damage, makes your pushing a little bit faster.
Yeah, where is the damage gonna come out right now? It's gonna block so much of the physical damage. They have to try to jump the supports on the backline. I feel like the next base defense they might have to do if they still have a smoke, they have to try to go behind, try to kill the supports like the Core and the Disruptor. Deal with them first.
Because that Roche Disruptor also got the
The
axe
cheering
as well.
reminds me of
So now you gotta be wary
going
of
to
not
talk shows,
walking instead
and
of
there's the
storming without
applause
BKB.
sign they
Like
put up
Insane
when they
has to
want
be the
us to
first one
applause.
get killed in the team
Yes.
fight.
Yeah,
No
like
one
the
to
old
win.
school shows.
Or you have to preemptively BKB, which is the worst thing for a last-minute fight.
Oh, they don't have a smoke, I think. They can't do that. Oh no, they don't have a smoke.
Oh,
They just have to fight it out.
they have, I don't know. Oh, Insania? Erosion already? Catches Mikoto. Mikoto
Nice.
got saved with
Nice
telekinesis. BKB prevents the glimpse as well. Mikoto's alive for now. Insania's dead. Static Storm got wasted.
Zai dropping low.
TP. He can't live. And now it's going to be the pulverized onto the claw.
Oh, the X.
But it's the real target.
First life gone.
Aegis down, second life. What do they have prepared for it?
Oh, hook shot.
He's not gonna die just yet. BKB's gone.
Jabs does have a buyback.
Mickey got the last remnant of the kill, but he knows it's a difficult fight to
Makoto,
take.
can he get out? Sunder onto Nisha. Nisha dropping low. Buyback from Jabs. They have another Hex from Mickey. Can they get the control?
Not in time. And now
Hex again.
Can they kill him?
Ooh. Ooh, chase from Q.
Talon does it again.
Jabs in trouble as well. He's just going to die.
Oh my god.
Easy kill, Talon. They actually held high ground.
Oh.
High
Yeah.
ground. Sorry.
And Zai, he didn't have buyback. He didn't have enough gold to buy back after spending all his money on the AC. Maybe a bit too premature that the push, you know. They probably had to wait for MP to have buyback. And Talon is just another beast on the high ground.
Talon's cracking Liquid like they're cracking my voice, Winter.
How did they do the base defense without using any buybacks?
I don't.
Oh
Those
my
hexes is
God.
all that mattered here.
You know, like I said, they have to get the back line. You know, they were able to kill Insania off right off the bat, kill the Nature's Prophet, and leave Morphing to last. I mean, this game, man.
Yeah, Jabs has got the refresher now, so you got the double scythe,
So
double
Terrorblade
pulverize. He's
is
almost level
so
25. That's
next,
actually big, because then you got the BK
Okay.
pulverize pierces
It's
BKB.
gonna give him another round of team fight spells, the meta.
That Demon Seal was actually super impactful, by the way. It's that extra bit of damage they kind of needed in some of these fights to burst on the supports.
Yeah, and the Sunder as well, you know, the Sunder is going to be very, very crucial in the team fights. How he's going to be using the Sunder.
Still have to be careful of the Ags, but the Rubik save against the... Sorry, the...
For now, they want to at least take a tower without committing
Rubik, yeah, Rubik save against the Disruptor Ags is actually pretty nuts.
Very best to force out the buybacks, but...
There's the refresher on Primal Beast. That's double Hex Winter, double Pulverize as well.
Double Hex, double Polarize.
Level 25 Talent about to come out.
Oh, that's going to be huge. Pulverize pierces magic immunity. Then you can control the Morphling in the team fights.
That's his plan. He goes for the right Talent. You're right.
And this game
Deeply also almost has his can buy his full refreshers.
They're gonna be feeling the heat.
Okay, smoke for only 4. The TA. Mikoto not joining them just yet. They're gonna go straight for the Pango. Cancel the Pulverize in time. Static Storm. They're fighting in it. The Swashbuckle actually gets the
oh no!
Jabs
Q misses left.
But he's already gone. 20 damage. Stuff like Hog. He can't move out. He actually the BKB. He has to fight back. But Mickey is a little bit struggling for now. Waveform kills him.
Q fucked up.
It's just a
Q fucked up.
Side of Mickey. And now they're going to have the poor TA. She tries to go up in the air, but she's still stuck in the trees. She can't fly over them. Talon will not soar. They land on the ground. They crash.
Q fucked up. Q misclicked.
Savage is the only person that has buyback. He's trying to shove out the way.
Oh, Q, the fuck up that costs you the major.
This might be the end for Talon here.
Okay, Metamorphosis, they also refresh just in case for second meta. And Zai will be the quick kills for them. They didn't get the hook time. The cogs don't work that well. The buyback immediately from the MP. And Savage in a difficult position. Gets clipped back. Kinetic Field. Savage just in time. Saved by the Kinesis as well. 23 Savage. He's alive. He's proving he's the strongest scorer here. Late game TB. It's all about him.
He has to heal, get his mana back. They have to fight. They don't have a choice.
Oh, they got Q. Q's disintegrated.
He has buyback. 3 on 5, Auro. 3 on 5.
They gotta get the best overgrowth of their life, but Mickey just turned into TB. He's stolen the meta. Q, pop back.
Oh, that rocket flare nuisance interrupting blink daggers.
23 Savage. Meta about to end. Telekinesis for the Disruptor.
The disarm!
So the disarm happens in time. They haven't salvaged a
But the finishing.
And now he's stuck in the Pango roll. They forced him away, but the GG is called.
And Liquid goes to the finals.
Liquid. They will beat Talon 2-0. Stand and be damned. The true Jab has emerged, and he was the analyst for Liquid all along.
What a sad day for C fans. What a sad day.
It's okay, Winter. It's okay. See as many tournaments to win. A third place is still incredibly impressive for Talon.
They did us proud. I'm not gonna lie.
They came to the last day. It was an incredible performance by them. No shame for them.
Yeah, no shame for them. They should hold their head up high, you know, be really proud of their performance and move forward, keep improving. They lost to a better team, you know, Alvaro. They lost to a better team.
Yeah, Liquid looked incredible. They really looked incredible.
I mean, I told you the look on their faces today when I saw them in the booth.
It was a game time look. And Jabs, the Liquid one, showed up completely with his clockwork. They underestimated Hero Pool.
He was definitely way more comfortable today. Like even in the first game when he was playing the Ricky, I feel like night and day compared to his game yesterday as the Mirana.
Yes. Now he actually felt comfortable in those booths. He understood how to play with the audience. Just did a fantastic job. And he was the bane of the enemy Jabs, ironically, because he could never get a Pulverize off. And the Jabs are the Jabs Super
Liquid
Bowl.
winning that one. Okay.
Winning, and they're going to the grand final. Another Western European grand final for Dota 2.
I mean, regardless, I think we're going to see some top-notch Dota in the finals. You know, props to Liquid.
Okay.
They deserve to win.
Liverpool won 7-0 against Manchester United.
Yeah. They'll have
wow.
to rehash their mistakes.
So yeah, I'm going to dip. It was fun.
But honestly,
this was a good series, but for the grand finals, I'm going to be working on some uni stuff at the same time, so